Yes, so I'm live again. They tried to put me down, but I survive again. I jump in the car and I drive again. I drive fast, but I arrive again. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. God bless all the people out there. I hope you guys are doing good and stay focused on our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, this yes, we have started. And so we have a beautiful one for you guys today. You guys are gonna laugh a little bit and be serious a lot because this is kind of serious, very very serious. And we'll be sharing with you guys a lot of clips, just to show you what kind of person we are dealing with when we are dealing with Andrew Tate, and we'll see that his mindset is similar to the mindset of Muhammad. Thank you guys for being here. I've seen Bren here. I've seen RJ is in the house. Phil O'Hara is in. I'm maybe messing up your name, my brother. It's in the house. Nemesis is in the house, and there are more people in the house. So God bless you all, man. Thank you for being out here with me. And I want to say all praises to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And as I will always say, Islam is nothing but pure nonsense. And we see that Islam is nonsense, and why people like Andrew Tate gravitate towards Islam and not towards Christianity. So the first thing I'm going to share right here is something from the Bible. So let me start out by sharing something from the Bible, because this is important that we establish something that is sensible. So this is 1 Corinthians 6, verse 9 to 11. He says, "Do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit or have any share in the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, idolaters, adulterers, nor perversely effeminate." And when we're talking about this, even though Andrew Tate pretend to be this masculine, this guy is very effeminate. And we'll show you why we can establish that this guy is very effeminate in a lot of ways. His mindset is not the mindset of a real man. And we'll show you why we say that. All the gloating and the boastful behavior, that's not, real men don't go about boasting like that. Anyway, and the sexually immoral, idolater. We show you how this guy is an idolater. In a minute, we'll show you. And adulterer. We'll show you that. Thief, nor thieves. This guy is a thief, greedy, and a drunkenness. Most of these characters fit this idiot. So all these people, now swindlers. See where it says swindlers here? This guy, it fit this guy so much. And we'll show you why we know that. Why we arrive at this. This guy is no role model for no one at all. And it is sad that we're going to see a question that Piers Morgan asks him a question. So we'll start out with the question that Piers Morgan asks him, and then you will see how this guy is deluded. So he was on Piers Morgan's show, and Piers Morgan asked him a question, and you will see how deluded this guy is. That this guy is living in a world that doesn't even exist. He have no idea. And this is why I actually say he's an idolater. Why? Because he idolizes himself. Any man who put himself to this high position and glorify in himself is an idolater. Muhammad Ijab is an idolater. Ali Dawa, all those clowns are idolaters. Because what? They do things to be seen. Do you remember when Ali Dawa was having that debate with apostate prophet, and he there eating grapes, acting like he's a king? You remember back in you watch these movies of kings eating grape and women feeding the king the grape. Idolize themselves. Idolatry. That's what idolatry is. You know, and idolize ideas. Like you see how he idolized Islam, even though I'm gonna show you something. Even though he idolized Islam, he asks a girl a question, or a girl asks him a question, and he make the cross sign. He say Islam is the only religion, but the girl asks him a question that have something to do, very sinful question, and he make the cross sign. Why didn't he say mashallah or subhanallah or whatever they call it? But you know, he made the cross sign because the devil will speak. The devil will speak. And we'll show you guys all these things as we go. So the first thing we're going to show you guys here is when, and thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. Appreciate all of you guys, man. God bless you all, man. Even Dawood Ali, the donkey, I appreciate him here. So anyway, look at this. We show you the first question that the Piers Morgan asked this clown, and you see how he answered. So listen to this.
Should young men, though, all aspire to be like you?
Should young men aspire to...
So Piers Morgan asked him, should young men aspire to be like him? And listen
should
to
young men, though, all aspire to be like you?
And listen to what the clown answer is going to be. Listen to what the clown answer is going to be. And, you know, living in the United States, we realize, you know, when I came here, I came into the ghetto. I landed into the ghetto because I couldn't do better, and that's where I landed. When you land into the ghetto, not just say that all the people are in the ghetto are alike. No. There are people who in the ghetto who are in a trap in the ghetto, and they can't get out of the ghetto because they're just trapped in the ghetto, but they are good people, hardworking people. But then there is another set of people in the ghetto, and they have a ghetto mentality. There's a Jamaican artist called Beanie Man, and one day they asked him a question: why did you, when you become rich, you leave the ghetto behind? He says, ghetto mean to get out. But look at this. Even though this guy have all this money, you will see how stupid and ghetto his mentality is. Listen to him.
Should young men aspire to work very hard, have no criminal record, become multimillionaires, protect and provide for the women close to them?
Do you notice what he says? Have no criminal record. Let's go back.
Should young men, though, all aspire to be like you?
Should young men aspire to work very hard, have no criminal record, become multimillionaires, protect...
Have no criminal record. So what this idiot is saying, that because he have no criminal record, that means that he is not a criminal. Do you see that? Having no criminal record means that you are not a criminal. And how did he not get a criminal record? We'll show you that this guy is a criminal. Look at this. With his own mouth, he's going to confess that he's a criminal. Watch this clown. Just give me a little bit there, and I will show you. With his own mouth, this guy is going to say that he is a criminal. With his own very mouth. Own very mouth. He's going to tell people that he's a criminal. Watch this. Do you see the kind of idiot that you're dealing with when you're dealing with this clown? He says, should young men aspire not to have a criminal record? Yes. But how do you go about not having a criminal record? Not being caught in crime or staying away from crime. You will see how this guy... What happened to this guy? Watch this.
Just laughing and doing this.
their titties out, and they were talking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. They come and say, well, what kind of, bro, all of it. We milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses like.
Do you hear that? Just like the Nigerian scam artist. Do you hear what this dumb, idiotic clown said he was doing? And then he said he have no criminal record. So this idiot, he's a criminal, and because he's not caught, he's telling, oh, be like me. Yeah, you can be like me. I'm successful as a criminal who is not caught. Listen what he said he was doing. He have men selling their houses because he set up men by he opened up this thing like what do you call it, a dating website, and he have men using avatar to trick men into giving women money, believing that they're talking to women. And then this clown is saying that, oh, because I don't have a criminal record, that means it's okay to follow me. Do you hear what he was saying? Do you hear what this idiot says?
And they were talking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. They come and say, well, what kind of, bro, all of it. We milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
Do you hear that? Do you see Pierce Morgan asked the dumb clown, the stupid headless donkey, where do you think that young men should look up to you? And he said, yes, I'm successful. I don't have a criminal record. Why don't you have a criminal record, idiot? Because you weren't caught in your crime that you were committing. There are a lot of crime bosses that have no criminal record. But that doesn't mean that young men should follow them. Do you see that? Do you see how dumb and stupid this headless donkey is? You know, and this is, oh, he become a Muslim, Lord knows he become a Muslim. Why he become a Muslim? Because Islam give the freedom to behave in this dirty way that he's behaving, and we show you later. We show you as we go along that Islam give this idiot the freedom to behave the way that he's behaving. Literally, Islam give him the freedom to behave that way. Reality. Let me show you something again. I'm going to show you something again from this idiot. What this idiot says. Notice he says, young men should, when Pierce Morgan asked him if young men should aspire to be like this, be like him, notice what the clown said. Yes, I'm successful and you should aspire to be like me. But watch this. Watch this. Let me show you how much of an idiot this donkey is, man. Why, whose child should aspire to be like this idiot? Now tell me whose child should aspire to be like this idiot?
I got a message on Instagram, and it was from a young 17-year-old, and he said, I'll do anything. I want to be mafia like you.
So a young 17-year-old, do you see how this guy is influencing people in a negative way? Because the guy said to him, I'll do anything to be a mafia like you. Because the guys, this young man, 17-year-old, seen all his clip and maybe grow up in the ghetto where there is deviant behavior. And he see this guy's clip and he want to be a mafia like this guy. Notice what he says, a mafia like you. He didn't say, hey, I want to be like you. I want to be successful like you. He said, I want to be a mafia like you. What is a mafia? A mafia is a good person? No.
Can we work together?
And say, can we work together?
And I sat there and I said to Tristan, why does everyone think we're mafia?
Then he asked his brother, why do everyone think that we are mafia? So let's get back over it. Sorry.
I got a message on Instagram, and it was from a young 17-year-old, and he said, "I'll do anything. I want to be mafia like you. Can we work together?" And I sat there and I said to Tristan, "Why does everyone think we're mafia? We're not mafia. Like, we don't run around with machine guns. I mean, obviously we have guns. Our house is full of machetes. Are we mafia?" Anyway, I don't think I'm mafia. So I said to Tristan, "Look,
So you don't think that he's mafia?
we're not mafia." Tristan goes, "Yes, we are." I said, "Why?" He goes, "We're
So he's ripping off people. He creating website and ripping off people and taking thousands of dollars because he said they sell their house, their life savings and all that stuff. But you don't think that he is a mafia. But you guess what? You have Nigerian and even Jamaican con artists, 419. If you look up the number 419, it associated with scammers. Andrew Tate was a scammer. He constantly, even now, Andrew Tate is still a scammer. Andrew Tate is a scammer, a big scam artist. A scam artist, and you look at it, he's questioning himself because he's so much into himself and what he's doing, as if he don't look at himself as the mafia. The mafia were scam art. Why do you think they call it mafia? The mafia was scam artists. People in Jamaica will say, "Man, you're a mafia." What do you think they mean when they say you are a mafia? They mean you're a scam artist. You know, when a Jamaican say to you, "Man, you the mafia, man. I ain't messing with you, you're a mafia." What do you think they mean? You are a scam artist. Andrew Tate admit that he's a scam artist, but then he's saying to himself, "Are we the mafia?"
two huge fighting brothers with women naked on the internet.
I'll say women naked on the internet. So he got women naked on the internet. Wow. Wow. And then when Piers Morgan asked him if he think he's a role model for kids, he said yes. He actually said yes, that he's a role model for children. Do you realize who this guy remind me of? Muhammad. This guy remind me of Muhammad. And let me show you something from the Hadith. This guy is delusional, just like Muhammad. This guy is delusional just like Muhammad. Narrated Aisha, once the prophet was bewitched, so that he began to imagine he had done a thing which he had not done. Delusional. And then these clowns say that he was bewitched. No, Muhammad was delusional from the beginning. Muhammad attempted to kill himself. He went to the mountain to kill himself after he claimed he was getting this revelation from this so-called angel that he once thought was a genie. He thought the angel was a jinn. He ran home to his wife screaming, "Cover me, cover me, cover me." This guy reminds me so much of Muhammad, a con artist. A con artist. This is why Islam is attractive to him. Because in Islam, he can continue his behavior. Inside his home, he can have multiple women inside his home. Islam give him the open to, if you want 4 wives, you could have 4 wives. You could have 4 wives. It's legal. Go ahead, have 4 wives. You could, you see, he run from England and he went and live into some other country. Now he's going to run from where he is and he go run in and live into a Muslim place where he can continue to practice his nastiness inside his house and beat women as he beat women. Do you see this? This guy is a delusional clown, man. Delusional clown.
Casinos who drive around Bucharest, Romania in over $2 million worth of fucking supercars. Everyone's afraid of us. And if anyone did piss us off at any point,
he said everyone is afraid of him. That delusion too. This dude is totally in Romania. Everyone is afraid of him. Why? Because he know martial arts. Oh wow! because you know martial law, somebody is afraid of you. Oh, friend, which world are you living in? Do you see how delusional this idiot donkey is? Just like Muhammad. Muhammad used to imagine he did things that he didn't do. This idiot is imagining that everyone is afraid of him. Bullet is not afraid of anybody. A bullet is not afraid of anybody. Your chest could have been, the thickness of your chest, the muscle in your chest could be half of a foot, 6 inches. Your chest muscle could be 6 inches deep. A bullet is not scared of nobody. And these guys in the ghetto here in America and in Jamaica, in Kingston, Jamaica, and flankers, Montego Bay, they ain't scared of this idiot. So where are they? In Romania, why are they so scared of you? Let him mess with one of these Jamaicans, one of these Mexican people living up in that kind of life in Mexico. This guy is people are scared of us. Scared of who? Scared of who? A bullet is not scared of nobody. Nobody whatsoever. Ain't nobody fight. People don't fight. It's not the old or grandfather days. Or when I was growing up as a kid and we were being bullied, you know, and my father would step out and say, hey, this is going to stop. Go up there and defend yourself. And you go and defend yourself. And he tell you how to defend yourself. And you go and fulfill the task. This is not that day. This is a day where people are walking with guns with bodies on them. So with this idiot say that no, people are scared of him, delusional like Muhammad. He's imagining that people are scared of him, that people are doing things that in fact they haven't done. Who, like for real, like, man, you driving on the highway and you see people pulling out guns on people on the highway. Like, hey, people pulling out guns and they're not afraid of using it. In Kentucky the other day, this man blasted a dude on the highway after road rage. Blast.
Point. Even if we didn't want to fuck them up ourselves, we
wow.
can make one phone call and they'd either be in a ditch or lose any right to stay here. They'd have some visa.
Do you see the kind of guy he is? He said, make one phone call and they're in a ditch. Can I make a phone call and people are in a ditch? No, I can't. Muhammad, in Muhammad days, Muhammad was having people in ditches. Yes. Somebody say something against Muhammad and Muhammad didn't like it. Muhammad murdered them. Poets write about Muhammad and Muhammad didn't like it. Muhammad murdered them. But Muhammad himself was writing against people. Muhammad have a poet called Hassan. And Muhammad used to tell Hassan, lampoon them with your verse. Lampoon them with your poetry. And Gabriel will help you. Muhammad have Gabriel at his disposal to lampoon the people. And when the people in return lampoon him, he murdered them. He murdered the people who write poetry against him. But he and Hassan and Gabriel were writing poetry against the people. This is how worthless Gabriel was. Because if Gabriel is helping Hassan to write poetry, how is it that Muhammad was killing the competition? Muhammad was wiping out the poetry competition because right now you would have had poetry, poets and poetry presented at this time that shows that Muhammad was an idiot, but Muhammad wiped out the competition. Even though we have enough evidence that Muhammad was an idiot, Muhammad Muhammad killed more than 13 poets. If you look. Every time they open their mouth and write something against him, he murdered them. And then he would say to Hassan, lampoon them with your poetry and Gabriel will help you. Do you see? This guy said he could make one phone call.
Ditch or lose their any right to stay here. They'd have some visa issue and kicked out the country.
Do you hear that? They have some visa issue and kick out of the country. Isn't this dude a mafia? No, he have some visa issue and kick out of the country, just like Muhammad was trying to kick out the Jews out of the Arabian Peninsula. When he said to them, he said, if you embrace Islam, you'll be slave. Do you see the similarity in this idiot and the idiot Muhammad? You don't see the big similarity in this idiot and the idiot Muhammad? Big similarity. Mentally retarded. Mentally retarded donkeys, both of them. And this is why he's attracted to Islam, because he can continue with that big ego that he have. In Christianity, you got to cut down that ego. You can't continue with that stupid ego, because what? You have to be born again, and you have to have a transformation in your life. You have to move from the stupidity to something better, where you're not involved in this stupidity no more. But he can continue this stupidity and be a Muslim, because what Muhammad said? What did Muhammad say? Muhammad said anyone who says no one is to be worshipped other than Allah will inherit paradise. When they asked Muhammad, even if he commit illegal sexual intercourse and theft, Muhammad said yes. Even if he commit illegal sexual intercourse and theft, you can continue into your evil, and Allah will long as you say no one have the right to worship but Allah, you're safe, like the president briefcase. Do you see the stupidity, man? He could have people kick or lose their immigration status. Wow. In Romania. That means he's working with the Romanian government. So he is a mafia. He is a mafia. He is a bastard. Something evil is going on with this idiot.
Or arrested for no reason and put in jail.
Or arrested for no reason and put in jail. Does this remind you of Islam? Oh, yeah. This reminds me of Islam. Pakistan. This reminds me of Christian in Pakistan being killed for no reason. All you got to do is lie against a Christian. This reminds me of Nigeria, where Deborah Samuels was murdered by Muslims because they lied against her and say that she said something that she didn't say. And then they murder her and light her a fire while she was alive. They beat her with sticks and stones. And then she was still alive when they light her on fire. Do you see this?
Jail cell for months at a time. We are basically as mafia as you can get.
We are basically as mafia as you can get. And these clowns, he become a Muslim. The worst. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. This guy here, if he was in the United States, he would be in jail right now. He will be in jail right now. If this idiot was here in the United States, he will be in jail. Just like Mohammed Hijab. If Mohammed Hijab was in the United States, he will be in jail. Look at, do you hear this clown, man? Do you hear this headless, stupid donkey? Do you hear him? Now, look at this stupidity from this donkey. Let me show you something from this donkey. I'm going to show you something from this brainless donkey. Watch this. From this brainless, headless clown. Let's show you something. Look at his advice to Christians. Andrew Tate. This is why I'm Muslim. Any Christian who believes in good, wow. Any Christian who believes in good and understand the true battle against evil must convert. Wow. Must convert again. The true battle against evil. Hold on a minute. we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you something that come from this idiot mouth, and he's talking about battle against evil. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is true. This idiot said the promise of Allah is true. What a dumb, idiotic donkey this clown is, man. He said the promise of Allah is true. Let me show this idiot something that he don't know. Allah is a Muhammad imagination. There is nothing about Allah that is true. Allah is just Muhammad imagination, a failure. A failure, Muhammad imagination. All Allah is Muhammad's imagination. Totally Muhammad's imagination. If you look, I've shown you guys this all the time, but he's saying, notice what he say here. The promise of Allah is true. Truth. The promise of Allah is truth. And then he put Quran 30, verse 60. Did somebody help him to do that? Did somebody help this idiot to do that? I don't know. Somebody must have helped this donkey to do that, because he don't think like he have the brain to do this kind of thing. The promise of Allah is truth. Watch this. If you go to Surah 5, verse 67, we see where Allah promised Muhammad something. In Surah 5, verse 67, Allah will certainly protect you from evil men. That's what the promise of Muhammad to Muhammad. But Muhammad, and this is why you know that the Quran is from the devil. Why? Allah will certainly protect you from evil men. Do you think that the Jewish woman who poisoned Muhammad was evil? Or maybe Allah decided, oh, I'm only protecting you from evil men, not evil women. It seems like that's what it is. Was Allah only protecting Muhammad from evil men and not evil women? It looked like that's what it is, man, because I can't understand Allah, man. I can't understand Allah. Allah will certainly protect you from the evil of men. But what about the evil of women? Or maybe the woman who poisoned Muhammad was not evil. Because notice what the Quran says. Allah will certainly protect you from the evil of men. It is either that there's two things going on here, because Muhammad was poisoned by a woman and suffered like a dog until he died from the poison. He died from the poison, suffering like a dog until he died from the poison. We will show you in a minute. So Muhammad was poisoned by a Jewish woman, and Allah is saying, according to this version right here, Allah is saying, Allah will certainly protect you from evil, from the evil of men. Maybe Allah will not protect him from the evil of women. In order for Allah truth, Allah promise is truth, it must mean that Allah did not include women in it because a woman poisoned Muhammad. Or the woman who poisoned Muhammad was not evil. She wasn't evil. It's got to be one of those two conclusions. Because Muhammad died like a dumb dog, like he deserved to die for his evil. And this is Muhammad dying. This is Muhammad dying. Let me show you. So this is Sahih al-Bukhari 44:28. Narrated Aisha, the Prophet in his ailment in which he died used to say, "Oh Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Kebar." So the food that the woman used to poison him. After he killed these Jews at Kebar, he decided, his dumb head decided to eat from the Jewish people. Just to show you how dumb he is, like Andrew Tate. And at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from the poison. Muhammad feel like his aorta is being cut from the poison. But Allah says he will protect him from the evil of men. So there is two conclusions to be drawn. Maybe Allah wasn't trying to protect him from the evil of women because it was a woman who poisoned him. Or maybe that woman was not evil at all. Maybe that woman was not evil at all. But if you look at this here, which most people know this, that the Quran threatened in the Quran, Muhammad is threatened that his aorta would be cut if he was a false prophet. If he invented anything against Allah, his aorta would be cut. In the Quran, it actually says, if you invented anything against us, we will take all of you and sever your aorta. And Muhammad said, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from the poison. So look at this. Here we go. Here is the Quran threatening Muhammad. Threatening Muhammad. So here is the Quran threatening Muhammad. Had the messenger made up something in our name, we would have certainly seized him by his right hand, then sever his aorta. Wow. Do you see? So listen to the warning of Andrew Tate. My Christian brothers and sisters, take the warning of Andrew Tate seriously. Let's get back to his warning. The last part of his warning is what you need to take seriously. Just the last part. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth. Yes, Allah promised that he would cut off Muhammad's aorta, and he did. And he promised Muhammad that he will protect him from men, but he didn't promise him to protect him from women. What? This is not the God that we need as Christian. And then the idiot gonna say any Christian who believe in good. How is Allah good? From what we are sharing here, how is Allah anything good? How is Allah anything good at all? There is nothing good about Allah. This guy is a clown. This guy believes that he can affect Christians. You can't change the mind of no Christians. There's a lot of people running around here claiming to be Christian. Yeah, you could affect those, but not true Christians. You can't affect a true Christian. So anyway, let's reveal some more about this clown. Listen to what this idiot gonna say about women. And tell me if this is not like Muhammad. This idiot of the mind of Muhammad. Something was wrong with his bloody head. Muhammad. Something was wrong with his bloody head. Watch this. Listen to this.
Yeah, I can say this. I've legitimately done that. Girls running their mouth. I start beating the fuck out. I'm not even having sex.
Did you hear what he says? Can I say this on YouTube? Girls running off their mouth, I just beat them up. I'm not going to say exactly what he says. He literally say, girls are running off their mouth and he beat them up. Beat up the girl. So a girl is running off their mouth and he beat up the girl. I wonder where he get that from. Do you see how similar this idiot is to Muhammad? You wonder where he get that from? Watch this. A beating from. He's of the same devil that was leading Muhammad. So that's why I say he make a lateral move. Andrew Tate make a lateral move. If anybody understand what it means when they say you make a lateral move. A lateral move is that you move into similarity. You know, you could make a upward move or a downward move. And you also could make a lateral move. A lateral move is going into something similar to what you already have. So a lateral move is when a person is not going upward and he's not going downward, he's just taking a Michael Jackson slide over. You know, he's going to for a similar from where he's coming from. Something similar from where he's coming from. So if you look what he says on the video, he says he beat up a woman. That he beat women. That's what he just said on the video. There was so much profanities that he used on the video, so I don't want to show the old video because we don't know if children are watching or what. But this is really not for children. But what you see here is him saying that sometime a woman running off their mouth and he just beat up the woman. A woman is running off their mouth on him and all he can think about is beat up the woman. Watch this. You know, women want to be abused. They love it. You see, that's actually his own word. But because he's using so much profanities, I won't get into all that stuff. So watch this now. Watch where he get that from. Look how similar he is to Muhammad. Look how similar he is to the donkey Muhammad. Watch this. This is Surah 4, verse 34. Let's go down to Shakir. Men are the maintainers of women because Allah has made some of them to excel others and because they spend out of their property. And this is, you know, that this is not a God. You know, this is not God speaking because there are women who make so much money that they don't need your money. You know, this is not God. This God was just for the 7th century. This God is not for this time. Not for this time at all. The other day I was having a chat with a Muslim and he says, talking about halal banking. We're talking about the banking system in America is corrupt and this and that. Anybody have any time? If you want to see stupidity, look what's happening in Turkey. There's inflation going on all over the world. And even though we are in America and we are crying, we are actually doing better than a whole lot of economies. And look what's going on in Turkey. Just take a look at what's going on in Turkey. You will be so surprised. Because the government in Turkey is trying to go to halal banking. Oh, man. The economy is, for real. They are having such a down spiral in their economy because of the stupidity of Muhammad. Because of the stupidity of Muhammad, they're having a down spiral in their economy. Muhammad was such a clown that he don't realize that in order to run a society, there have to be interest. People have to invest into things and get interest from what they invest in. You can't put money into something and don't get interest on it and what you're in. People are lending your money out, and when they lend your money out, they are making from your money, and then you don't get any interest from it. Those kind of stuff is what build an economy. Interest, by building interest, putting more money goes out, more money come back in. That's what build up economies. Look what happened there. You see the stupidity. But anyway, let's get back to this. So you will see that this is not God who wrote this stuff. The good women are therefore obedient, guarding the unseen as Allah has guarded. And as to those on whose part you fear desertion, admonish them and leave them alone in sleeping places and beat them. Do you hear what Andrew Tate says? The women love to be beat when they're running off their mouth. He just beat them up. So when a woman is running off her mouth on him, he just beat them up. Beat them up. That's what Andrew Tate is in. Beating up women. What a clown, man. So Andrew Tate believe in beating up women. And you have seen the many the other video of him beating up a woman. Haven't you seen that? Where he actually beat up this woman. Let me actually show that video of him beating up a woman and pretend as if they're playing. That's not a play. No. Because he admit with his mouth that he loved it. You know, when women run off their mouth, he beat them up. So it wasn't no play. Watch this. You see, tell me this is play. This is not play. This is not play at all. But they will pretend as if this is play. This is not how you play.
You can't say belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. Bang. I have an idea. You know what my idea is? You want to know what my idea is? That's right. Lock the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out.
And that sound like playing. Only an idiot would think that this is sound like playing. That woman came out and say, "Oh, they were just playing." That doesn't not playing. Listen to the woman what she says, and listen to her voice, and tell me if that sound like playing. That don't sound like no playing. She had bruises on her, and then
belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. Bang. I have an idea. You know what my idea is? You want to know what my idea is? That's right. Lock the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't.
See? Don't tell me that that's playing. That's not playing. He said, if you behave, I wouldn't have to beat you. He said, lock the door. The woman is running from him. And that's joke. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That ain't no joke. But because he's a mafia and he controls, you could tell by what he says, he has so much influence in Romania, nothing would come out of this. But he's actually abuser of women. This ain't no joke. You listen to that and tell me if you hear joke in that. Like, oh, the woman agree with that kind of stuff. No. And do you notice that in the beginning of this little clip, he says something about a bruise?
Belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises.
Show me the bruises. And did Muhammad allow women to be beaten until they're bruised? Yeah. Yeah, Momo did. Momo did. Yeah, Momo did. Momo did, Momo did, Momo did, Momo did. That's how Momo live. That's how Momo live. Let me show you that Momo agree with the beating of women until they're black and blue. Let me show you. Andrew Tate is just like Momo. Pathetic idiot like Momo. Watch this. Narrated Akrima, and this is Sahih al-Bukhari 58:25. Rafi divorced his wife, whereupon Abdurrahman married her. Aisha said that the lady came wearing a green veil and complained to her of her husband and showed her a green spot on her skin caused by beating. Do you see that? A green spot on her skin caused by beating. A green spot on her skin caused by beating. And here Andrew Tate says, show the bruises. But look what happened now. Did Muhammad take up for the woman? No, not Momo. It was the habit of ladies to support each other. So when Allah's messenger came, Aisha said, I have not seen, notice what Aisha says, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing woman. That means the unbelieving men who didn't believe in Muhammad and his stupidity were treating their wife better than these men were treating their wives. Andrew Tate and Muhammad is the same kind of donkey. Mentally retarded people. When I say retarded, mentally retarded, we're not talking about people with, out here with little mental issues or, people. We are talking about people who believe that their idea is the best of society. And even though their idea is very, very evil and wicked, they believe that their idea is the best for society. Look at Andrew Tate saying to Christians, any Christian who believe in good and understand the true battle against evil must convert. But look what we are seeing here. I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. So Christian must convert to a religion where the women, your wives, are suffering. Because a true Christian man doesn't beat his wife. He doesn't. He doesn't beat his wife because his wife is his own flesh. And only an idiot destroys your own flesh. So the Bible said your wife is your own flesh. So only an idiot destroys his own flesh or beat upon his own flesh. Only a donkey beat his own flesh. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. From the beating, the bruising on her skin make her skin greener than her clothes. But look at Muhammad monkey court. Muhammad concocted a monkey court, and the woman was let free. And the man was let free without any kind of punishment or anything for beating his wife in that way. Nothing at all. Andrew Tate is just like Momo. Similar to Momo. And let me show you something again that is devastating. And this is why Andrew Tate gravitates towards Momo religion. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Mishkat Al-Masabi 3268. Umar reported that the prophet as saying, a man will not be asked about why he beat his wife. Abu Dawud and Ibn Majah transmitted it. Do you see why a clown like that would be attracted to Islam? Yeah, because Islam is his religion. Islam is his religion. Let me show you something that this idiot say about women. I think I have already showed this one before. And we show you what this idiot say about women. Just to show you how stupid he is. Let me show you something that this clown say about women. Because when you deal with people like Andrew Tate, you're dealing with misogynistic clown. Let me show you what this clown says.
Man owns the woman. This is all ancient. All the things I'm saying are things that were largely accepted by society forever.
Do you think that women are property?
When a bride is walking down the aisle to marry the groom, the father walks next to her and gives her away. True or false?
That is something that happens, yes.
So you're giving her away. Does that not sound, at least in some way, semi-related to property at some degree?
Some form of
Do you see how stupid that he is? That our man giving away his daughter to her husband is a property. So is your daughter a property? Your property? No. But when it comes to a man giving away his daughter in Islam, you're property. We already showed that in Islam that you're a property, because in Islam we actually have in Surah 2 verse 223 that says your wife are like farmlands for you. And a matter of fact, it's the translator put the word like into it. Because if you look at the other translation, you see your wife are your tilth. Your wife are your tilth. That means your wife is like a farmland. Your wife is like a piece of garden that you have. You own a piece of garden, and that's what your wife equal to in Islam. So if you look at this, your wife are your tilth. And if you look up the word tilth, it is like a garden. Your wife is your garden. That's actually what it means. In this one, it says your wife are like farmland. So approach them. And this word is not there. This word is not there. This is an invented word put into the Quran. Notice what it says up here. Go then unto your tilth as you may desire. So it's your land. So whenever you want, you can go to them and have sex with them or do whatever with them. Notice right here. This one say your wives are a field for you. So a plot of land. So go in unto your fields however you want and do. But the clown will try to tell you that Christianity involved in this kind of behavior. But we will see that no, it does not. Christianity doesn't have this kind of mindset that Andrew Tate is trying to attribute to Christianity, because he have no clue what Christianity is about.
Form of ownership. Does the Bible say the husband owns the woman? Does the Quran say?
No, the Bible doesn't say the husband owns the woman. The Bible actually says the woman is the flesh. They are one flesh. The husband and the wife is one flesh. Your flesh is not your property. Your flesh is a part of your person. And the Bible is telling you to love your wife like Christ loved the church and died for the church. You should love your wife to the point where you will die for her. All over the Bible, the twain shall become one flesh. We find that in Genesis 2 verse 24, I think, that says the two shall become one flesh. We also find that in the book of Mark. I think Mark have that in there. Matthew have that in there. We find that also in Paul's writing, that the two shall become one flesh. Yeah. Yep. So we don't see that your wife is your property. We see that your wife is yourself. Your wife is yourself. You are your wife. And your wife is you. Your person is not your property. Your person is yourself. Your person is something that you love. Your person is not something that, oh, is your property. Nothing like that you will find in the Bible. This guy is a clown. And also, when from Brother Sam, I learned this the other day when I was listening to one of his sessions. When God created Eve for Adam, what did Adam say? Let me show you what he says. This is how we look at the Bible. In Genesis 2, verse 23, this is what Adam said about his wife. He didn't see his wife as his property. The man said, meaning Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. He says she was taken out of him. And she is bone of his bones and flesh of his flesh. He didn't see her as a property. He see her as his equal. That's what he sees. If you just go over one verse over, then you see what he says. One verse over from that, you will see something beautiful. This is why a man leaves his father and his mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. One flesh. Do you see that? We don't have that concept that this clown is trying to attribute to Christianity. There is no such concept. I know, I know Trinity Matrix, I know. But, you know, sometimes when they say some things, you can use it against them, you know, so you let them talk because, you know, they're just like Andrew Tate, a donkey like Andrew Tate, so you let them talk. Okay, so anyway, we continue. So he's trying to put, he said women are his property, but we see that that doesn't work. You know, Christianity don't believe that a woman is the property of a man. You can't find that in Christianity nowhere. So we see that this guy is nothing but a clown and a liar. Because you can't find that kind of stuff you cannot find in Christianity nowhere at all. In Christianity, Christianity give no room for that kind of stuff. No room whatsoever. You can find that kind of stuff in Christianity nowhere. So, so far, what you see from this clown, similarity in this clown and Muhammad, and this is why he attracted to this kind of religion, because you see the similarity in his nonsense and his belief with the belief of Muhammad, so similar in their belief. That's what you see so far. You don't see you will see why this clown could never be a Christian, because Christianity is not appealing to him. The reason is because Christianity doesn't endorse his dirty lifestyle. Christianity does not endorse his kind of lifestyle. his kind of lifestyle is not endorsed by Christianity at all. So let's play this clip from this idiot, and we show you how much his mind is gone. Look what he says here.
What's your thought on Islam and everything? Because I know in the Quran and stuff, like you could have up to 4 wives and stuff. So I've seen you talk about it a little bit, but I would like to know, like, what you think about it.
I think it's the last religion on the planet.
So if you notice what the guy asked him, in the Quran he said you could have 4 wives. The guy said in the Quran it says you could have 4 wives. But do you remember when the guy asked him, when the young guy asked Andrew Tate if he can be like him, what was Andrew Tate response to the young guy? He literally says that he is a mafia. He walk around, he have women, all these women, you know, talking about how many women he have. He have women on the internet, and he turn up at a spot with so many women. Yes, he would love the Quran more than he love the Bible, because in the Bible, in Christianity believes that a man should only have 1 wife. So he would love the Quran more because what? His lifestyle suit the Quran more. And you will see where he endorsed the Quran. It's the last religion on the planet. That's according to him. I believe it's the last religion on the planet. And listen to his stupid reason.
You think it's the right religion?
I think it's the last religion. So if it's the last true religion on the planet, then it has to be the correct one. Because I don't think
How is it the last one?
It's the last religion because no other religion has boundaries which they enforce. If you will tolerate.
So he said no other religion have boundaries which they enforce. The idiots here believe that there is one kind of Muslim. It's not one kind. There is not one kind of Muslim. There are all kind of Muslims. There are all kind of Muslims on the face of the earth, you know. And he's talking about boundaries that they enforce. Christianity is a personal relationship with God. So even though a person might learn from the Christian doctrine that this is the way you must live, it's not forced upon you. You choose to follow God because that's love. Love is a choice. Love is not something that is forced upon people. Love is a choice. In order for you to show true love, you have to have a choice. If something is forced upon you, then it is not true love. Like, for example, do Muslims really love Allah? No, they don't. Because in their society, they are forced to show love to Allah, to show any form of love to Allah. Christians make choices. Like I, for myself, no one forced me to be a Christian. No one forced me to follow our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I follow him because I love him. And even when I fall short, I am reconciled to him because of his love for me. It's not so in Islam. Islam is a forced religion upon yourself. It's a dictatorship. So what is this guy saying? That a dictatorship is better than when you dictate how a person lives. It's better than when you allow a person to live and make choices for himself. But look at his lifestyle. While he's saying all this stuff, his lifestyle is not the lifestyle of a person who wants people to be dictating to him. Because if you're beating up girls, that means you're violating the law of the land. You beat up girls, and you say that you take them to the bedroom and they keep running off their mouth, you beat them up. Do you believe in law? Do you believe in following laws? It don't seem like you do.
Right, everything, then you stand for nothing. If your book says X, but you refuse to say the book says this, I'm sticking to what the book says.
And what Christian refuse to say what their book says? What real Christians refuse to say what their book says. And, you know, like, for real, would a real Christian want to live like Muhammad? No. We have a standard above Muhammad's standard. And we don't want to live like Muhammad. We don't want to live like Muhammad. Muhammad was so nasty and dirty that he was walking around with semen on his clothes. Who want to live like that? Tell me what cognitive person want to live like that? You're walking around with semen on your clothes, making boasts that Gabriel gave you things that make your sexual drive more than anybody else. Give you things to make your sexual drive like that of 30 man or 40 man or whatever the boast was. No, we don't. A Christian doesn't want to live this kind of life, the Islamic life. But Christianity is a choice, and this is why it's real. When you see a person living the Christian life, it's attractive because what? He make a choice to do that. He's not forced by no society to do that. Oh, if you don't do that, we do this, and we kill apostate and stuff. If you refuse to be a Christian, then we kill you. No, in Islam, you refuse to be a Muslim, and they kill you.
Doesn't matter what the subject is, right? I don't want to get us banned. I think,
So
everyone can work it out. If you're a Christian, 99% of Christians are ignoring every single rule inside the Bible
Can
every
Christians
single day.
interpret the Bible, you're saying? Like they pick and choose what they want to
Oh yeah,
stick with, you're
they'll
saying?
try and say.
So he said, and this is what make look how stupid this clown is. What make a religion a true religion is because the people ignore. If people ignore the religion, that make the religion a false religion. What a stupid donkey. Like, so you ignore the religion, that make the religion a false religion. Moses just took thousands of people from Egypt, and they ignore his religion. He went to the mountain to get goodness and good tidings to come back to them. And when he came back to them, they were worshiping idol. Does that mean that Moses' religion is not a true religion? Do you see how dumb this idiot is? His brain is like the brain of a bird, but this idiot is leading people who have full mental capacity. Who in their right mind would listen to this idiot?
I interpret it
and follow this idiot. I mean, follow this idiot.
differently. I believe in God, but I don't believe in that part. That's not what the book says.
And that's the same thing you find in Islam. There are many people who believe in Islam and don't even believe in the Quran. They don't follow the Quran. They don't care about the Quran. Many of them don't care about the Quran. You remember, who was it? David Wood have a debate with a guy. What was his name? What was that idiot guy? Nasir Ahmed. And David Wood was showing him verses from his Quran, what's inside his Quran, and he said, it did not say that, David. Then when he read it, he keep reading it. He could not believe this was inside his Quran, and then he tried to explain it off like that's not what he says. He says this is trying to explain it off. Because what? A lot of these clowns don't even know what's inside their Quran. They don't know the context of the contents, not context of their Quran. They don't know nothing inside their Quran. So I don't know what this guy is talking about. And then there are different sects of Muslims. There are Sunni Muslim, there are Shia Muslim, and other different sects of Muslim. The Sunni Muslim don't believe the same thing that the Shia Muslim believe. The Sunni Muslim actually say the Shia Muslim is not Muslim. So I don't know what this clown is talking about. Not because somebody doesn't abide by the Bible, that doesn't make the religion not a religion. So he said it's the last true religion. Do you see how stupid he is? The last true religion means that any religion that people stick to the belief of the religion, make it the last true religion. That means Mormonism would be a religion. Jehovah's Witness, they all believe the same thing. All the Jehovah's Witness, they all believe the same stuff. So how would you say Jehovah's Witness is not the true religion when they all believe the same thing that their organization teaches? being a true religion doesn't mean that you adhere by the religion. And any religion that you see the people adhering to the most of the time, that's the wrong religion. Let me show you why. Because there's a force of good and evil. If you see people adhering to Sunni Muslim, or the Sunnis are following their religion, guess what? They're living too comfortable. Where is the opposition to their religion? Where is the problem in their religion? The least problem you have in your religion, that means so think about your religion. The least problem when it comes to what I'm talking about, if you have a least fight in your religion is a false religion. If you have people so unite in your religion is a false religion. Why? Because where is the opposition? Where is the devil in your religion? Where is the devil fighting in your religion? Where is the devil stirring up things in your religion? Andrew Tate don't think about these things. I wonder now if he got a gin in his nose now that he's a Muslim, if he will start consider like, hey, I don't know. But I say, this guy was always a Muslim. He just make it official. You listen to his tone and his stupidity, he's always a Muslim.
It doesn't say ignore half of me. It says follow me.
No,
Only Muslims follow their book.
No, true.
So if you follow the book, that makes your religion true. Do you see how dumb this idiot is, man? Foolish. Following a religion doesn't make the religion true. As I say, Moses, the case of Moses is prime example. That Moses gave them the true religion. They see the mighty power of God, but yet still they leave the religion. So many of them leave the religion to worship a golden calf. Does that make Moses' religion a false religion? This guy is a donkey. The brain of a cow. And listen to what he's going to say here.
Muslims who don't completely follow the Quran. But I'm saying that if you were to go out there and try and find Muslims who live true to the Quran completely, you can find them.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna...
So if you live true to the Quran completely, that means your religion is true. Do you see the head on this donkey? Can somebody pin a head on this donkey? Instead of pinning a tail on this donkey, can somebody pin a head on this clown?
No diss on any religion, but you're not gonna find a Muslim slut.
That's right.
Like a woman that's
Look at this idiot. You will never find a Muslim slut. Wow. If a Muslim man can have 4 women in their home, how do you know what's going on in their home? A Christian man is called, you will never find a Christian slut. Because if you're a slut, you're not a Christian. A Christian man is entitled to 1 wife. A Muslim can have 4 wives. So he could practice sluttery in his home. He could practice homosexuality in his home with his women. You don't know what goes on in the home with a Muslim in a Muslim home. You don't. You see the pornographic, all the stuff about pornography and Muslim. You don't know what's going on in a Muslim home. You will never see. Not because you never see something, that doesn't mean. Look what Andrew Tate say in the beginning. When Piers Morgan asked him the question, do you think that you're a role model? In other words, do you think that you're a role model for kids? What did he say? He said, yes, I don't have a criminal record, but yet still he do criminal activities. So, but he wasn't caught. So not because you're not caught having in sin, that doesn't mean that you are not sinful. And this is how evil Islam make these clowns think. Like sinning in your home, in your home. They could commit all the sins they want inside their home, but they come out in public, cover up their women like ninjas, and believe that, oh, it is okay. And then you say you will never see a Muslim slut. That's a lie. That's a lie. There's many videos of rich Saudis dancing around with women, with women around them. Many videos of that. That's a lie. Totally lie. Even though they are trying to be so discreet, you still have videos of them parading out there, doing stuff undercover. There's so many videos of homosexual priests, homosexual Muslim sheikh. Literally, you've seen this coming out now. Homosexual sheikh, just like they have homosexual priests in some of these organizations. You know, because what? Inside, there is no culture that is better than another culture. There's undercover culture. In my country, about 10 years ago, you could walk through the old city of Montego Bay and you never see one gay person. About 10 years ago in my country, you could walk through the 10 or 15 years ago in my country, you could walk through the old city of Montego Bay. Just keep circling the city for the whole day, and you don't pass one person that you could say. And Montego Bay is buzzing. Montego Bay is not like downtown where I live right now. That is not. When you go downtown where I live right now, you don't see that much people. Montego Bay, you go into the city of Montego Bay anytime, any day, except Sunday, you might see the least people. But any day you go into Montego Bay, you see thousands and thousands of people. But you walk through the city, look, and you purposely looking for a gay person. 15 years ago, you can't find one. You can't see nobody that look like they're gay. Right now, go into the city now and start walking. In no time, you'll find gays everywhere. Why? Does it mean that there were no gays in Jamaica at the time in 15 years ago? No. They were undercover. Why? Because of what consequences. What would happen to them? They were scared of the consequences. It's just the same way. A person with gay ideation is everywhere. There are many Muslims now running around that are gay. Hutman Ibn Farouk behaved like he's gay. He's an attention seeker. He acts gay to me a little bit. He does. I'm being real with you. That's my, I believe that he got a little funniness about him. He attention seek too much, and he you know, his behavior is not manly.
Bro, you put me in any fucking church. Give me the hottest church.
There's
bro.
Muslim sluts out there.
I'm sure there are, but I'm saying the point he's making is you can find a bunch of women who adhere to Islam who are still virgins to the age of 25 waiting for an arranged marriage.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing about this, there's some things going on. I didn't really want to bring this up, but there's some things going on in Muslim society. You'll be so surprised going on in there. In order to present themselves as virgin, a lot of Muslim women are involved in anal sex. If you think I'm lying, look up at Muslim women anal sex in Kenya and you'll see what's going on. Muslim women anal sex in Kenya and you will see what's going on. Just look it up, you see. In order to present themselves as virgin, because it's such a detriment on them not being virgin on the day of their marriage or something like that, you know what they do? They go out there. They go out there and they do other things. So, you know, and there are a lot of Christians out here who are, and even Christian men who keep themselves away from trouble. There's a lot of Christian men who don't involve in craziness, you know. But it's sad. It's sad. You see these Muslim grooming gang in the UK, you know, what is stopping them from grooming women in Muslim society? What is stopping them from raping women in Muslim society? Because they're covered up. There's so many things that goes on in Muslim homes that nobody know about. I'm talking about all this stuff you talk about. It's nonsense. Total nonsense.
Some, yeah, you can find a couple.
Bullshit,
but you're right.
bro.
There's probably more Muslims that follow. There's more devout Muslims than devout Christians.
Christianity has.
There are more devout Muslims than devout Christian. That's a lie. That's a total lie, man. That's a total lie. What people don't know, in Muslim societies where Muslims where Islam rule, it is considered breaking the law for you not to pray, for you not to do this. So it's not because you're more devoted. As I say, in Jamaica at one point, you could not find any gay person. 15 years ago, you walk through the whole Montego Bay. As big as Montego Bay is, you walk through the crowded Montego Bay. You can't walk through Montego Bay without touching somebody. But you couldn't find any gay person because the law there, even though it wasn't even a law that is put in by the government, even though there was a law. At one point, there was a law by the government called boogering. There was a law called boogering. But because of the law, the jungle law, where people will take the law into their own hands and say, hey, no, you can't, we don't want you in our society. Because of that, these people keep themselves hidden. Even though they are gay, they keep themselves hidden. It is the same way in Muslim society. Because of the consequence of not praying, the action, if you're not praying because of what could happen to you if you are not practicing, people practice. It's not because they're more devoted. It's because of what will happen to you if you're not taking part into these ceremonies and these ceremonial things and these rituals. What will happen to you? This is it. A backslider, a apostate can be killed. So it's not because they are more devoted than anyone. A Muslim woman can be killed for illegal sexual practices. It's not because they're more devoted. It's because of the consequence of their action. If in America, look at for the law of abortion law. When an abortion law is passed, guess what? You are going to see less abortion. And not only that, they're going to be undercover abortion. Yeah. You're going to see less abortion. And they're going to be undercover abortion because people can research and do all kind of stuff and how to commit abortion because this is the way society rolls. When laws are put in place, people will abide by the law more. If I'm driving down the highway and I'm driving 75 miles an hour, and because the speed limit is 70, so I'm going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. If I get to a place and I see the speed limit say 55, guess what? I'm dropping my speed down to 60. I'm dropping my speed down to 60. When I see the 55 mile, because most of the time the police will let you get away going 5 mile under 5 mile over, and are the equal. But if you driving down the highway, and you see the speed limit, and a person who's thinking will say, hey, it was just 70 miles and I was going 75 miles an hour. Now that it is 55 miles, I need to be going 60 miles an hour. So you drop down 15, you take off 15 miles and you go down to 60 miles. That is what happened. The conditioning of your mind is not because you're more devoted. It's stupidity. This guy is a clown.
There's no power left.
The person who is more devoted is when a person do things of their own free will. That's more devotion. Free will. If you are devoted to your wife, like for example, I'm devoted to my wife. I'm doing it of my own free will. But if I am doing things for my wife just because I know my wife is the owner of the house and will run me out of the house. Say I was living in a house that was owned only by my wife, because when I married to her, she owned the house. Or if I was some men don't do crap. There's some lazy men who don't do nothing. So the wife owned the car, owned the house, owned this, owned that, owned this, vacation, wife, everything they do, and they wear the most expensive shoes, the Air Force One, the whatever that they have on, all come from the wife's money. So guess what? He become a kitty cat in his home, and he submit to the wife in even some awkward situation. That is what Islam is about. You are submitting to your wife because of there is a consequence to your action. There can be a penalty to your action, not because you love God. Christianity called for people to love God. If I say, oh, I don't want to go to hell, so let me follow Jesus. That's not why I should follow Jesus. No, I should follow Jesus because I love Jesus. Not because I don't want to go to hell. Any Christian who would follow in Jesus because they don't want to go to hell, he's not loving Jesus. You need to follow Jesus because you love Jesus, not because you don't want to go to hell. Hell should be the last thing on our mind when we're following Jesus. Hell should be the last thing on our mind we're following Jesus. It's a love for God that should make you follow God, not, oh, he's going to burn you. And this is why when you look at the Islamic hellfire and all this stuff about ripping you apart with thorn and giving you hot water to drink, and there will be a fruit tree that when you eat the fruit, it tear you up and burn off your skin and put your skin back together. And that's a scare tactic. You could tell that didn't come from God Almighty. That's a scare tactic. A scare tactic. You could tell that kind of behavior doesn't come from God Almighty at all. Because God is not scaring you into doing things. He tell you what's going to happen, but he's not scaring you like, oh, you will ask for water and then you will give water, because who is burning in hellfire will think about water. If you're burning in hellfire, how can you think about water? How can you think about food to eat while you're burning in hellfire? You see that a stupid man wrote the Quran. A stupid, idiotic donkey wrote the Quran. Because what? A person is in hellfire. Say, for example, man, me, I used to do construction work. And there are some days when, the sun, the heat of the sun is so hot. And yeah, you would think about some water. You think about some water. But guess what? The heat of the sun is so hot that I'm not even thinking about food. I'm not thinking about food. Why? All I want to do is to finish this work, especially when you're doing the concrete day. Concrete day was a bad day, man. When you are in concrete day, because someday people are doing blocks. You're just laying blocks and stuff like that. So when you deal with blocks, things, the concrete is go by slower. But when you are dealing with laying concrete, like you're laying a floor or you're laying a concrete roof or something like that, it's hard work and a lot of fast-paced moving. And you're living in a third world country. You're not living where they have concrete mixers. Like, they have these big trucks mixing concrete here. No, you mix it with a shovel. You have to mix that old big batches of concrete with a shovel, and you have to transport it with buckets. Even if you're going up 3 floors, it's transported with bucket. You have to throw these buckets and catch these buckets, and you're so tired, and it is so hazardous that you just, sometimes you'll be like, man, you're just looking for time to go home. You're not thinking about no food, but you're burning in hellfire and you're thinking about food. You're in hellfire burning and you're thinking about food and water. Who is in hellfire burning and thinking about food and water? That means if you have the mind, if you can think about food and water, what is that telling you? What is that telling you? that the fire is not hot enough. If the fire was hot enough, the only thing your mind would be on is the fire. Yes. If fire is in hell, blazing, and it's so hot, and you are thinking about food, that means the fire is comfortable. Because what? Why would you be thinking about food? Your hunger is the least thing you'll be thinking about. Would you even be hungry? This is the idiot who wrote the Quran.
It's a power. Even the Pope is up here talking about, and I want to make this very, very clear.
The Pope is not representative of Christianity. This is how idiotic this guy is. He gone into the Pope and this.
Men and women lay together, and then the Pope is going to stand up now and saying that you can be a gay preacher.
That's the Pope. The Pope said that. The Pope said that while there are Ilhan Umar, a politician, a leader in the United States, believing in gay marriage, and she's a Muslim. She believes in gay marriage. Sister Ilhan, LGBTQ. She believes in gay marriage. So it is an individual in life. Everything that we do is an individual journey. And a lot of us will go against the grain and push against the gourd. For real. God tell us to do this, and we try to please society, so we do something else. So who is your God really? Who is the Pope's God? If the Pope believes in homosexuality, who is the Pope's God? The devil is the Pope's God. Because he's not worshiping our God. The devil is the Pope's God. So at the end of the day, is the Pope a Christian if he believes in homosexual? No, he's not. He's not a Christian. Because what did the Bible say here? The Bible tell you right here. He says, no, do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit or share in the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived, neither the sexually immoral. So you see, the sexually immoral will not inherit the kingdom. So I don't know why this guy associated the Pope to Christianity. I don't associate the Pope. I don't associate the Pope to Christianity. If the Pope believe in that kind of belief, you know, I'm not the kind of guy to say that Roman Catholics are not Christian. No, I won't say that. You know, but I don't associate the Pope with Christianity if he literally believe that kind of stuff. Because as I tell people before, there can be a church and only one Christian in the church. In the whole entire church, which have 4,000 members, only one Christian in the whole entire church. You know, that doesn't mean that the church is wrong. It just means that there is one Christian in the church. And that doesn't mean that the Christianity is wrong. No, there is only one Christian in that church. It's a walk. Each person got to walk. This is what this clown don't understand. This is not a group thing. Christianity is a brotherly thing, but it's not a group thing. When it comes to salvation, salvation is work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Salvation is not a group thing. My salvation does not save my wife. My wife's salvation doesn't save me. We individual walk.
Of everything, you stand for nothing. Problem is with religion is that it naturally needs to be intolerant. For a religion to be a religion which is respected, it needs to be intolerant of.
Religion can be intolerant, which is Christianity is intolerant. Real Christianity is intolerant because you can never find nowhere in the Bible that tell you that it's okay for a man and a man to lay together, or okay for a woman and a woman to lay together, or it's okay to steal, or it's okay to rob. Oh, stealing and robbing is the same thing. Or it's okay to murder, or okay to do adultery. No, you can't find. So religion, Christianity is intolerant to evil. But as I say, it's an individual thing. It's an individual thing.
Of certain things. Yeah, you can't say we're a religion which tolerates everything. Now you have no belief systems.
So which Christian would tell you that we are a religion that tolerates everything? You can't. You know? Just like Ilhan Umar doesn't represent Islam when it comes to homosexuality. The Pope doesn't represent Christianity when it comes to homosexuality. If the Pope believes that men and men can lay down together and marry, the Pope doesn't represent Christianity. And this is what this clown doesn't understand. Do you see how stupid this guy is, man? Doesn't really talk with much sense.
But when was that book written, you know?
It does, yeah, completely.
But the world evolves. So.
Completely. So Christianity has evolved into nothing. Islam hasn't. This is the point.
So Christianity have evolved into nothing because the Pope is Christianity. This is a man worshiper. This idiot is a man worshiper. And this is why I said this guy involved in idolatry. He idolized himself and he idolized men because in his eyes, a man represents Christianity. It's not, oh, Christianity is already written. It's already in a book. That's Christianity. It's already written. The law of Christianity. And anyone who disobey the law of Christianity should never be called a Christian. I'm not saying that you cannot sin. I'm talking about you publicly saying that men and men can lay down in bed. You're not a Christian. You're not a Christian. If you go out there publicly and say a man and a man can have sex, you are not a Christian. If you go out and say a woman and a woman can have sex, you're not a Christian. If you go out there and say it's okay to steal and to kill, you're not a Christian. You're not. Because Christianity goes so deep that it even tell you, do unto others as you like them to do unto you. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know, and love your enemy as you love yourself. So Christianity wouldn't be the religion that to tell you that to kill gay people or to hate gay people. No. But at the same time, Christianity does not endorse gay behavior. But it does not tell you to, oh, go and kill your gay neighbor and go and curse your gay neighbor and bother your gay. No, it don't. Because being gay is not a greater sin than being an adulterer. Being gay is not a greater sin than being an adulterer. It's not a greater sin. It's not.
The point I'm making is if you're going to throw your own rules away, you can't stand up and say this is a religion.
And do you see how stupid he is? Throw your own rules away. Who is throwing their own rules away? Do you see how foolish this guy is? Who's throwing their own rules away? Even Muhammad threw his own rules away. Muhammad himself threw his own rules away. And this is why he died. If Muhammad did not throw his own rules away, he would still he would have still lived, not right now, but he would have lived until he's maybe an old man, which I don't believe he would live until he's an old man. I believe that one of his companions would have murdered him, just like they murdered they were murdering each other. Abu Bakr, all these people, they kill Uthman. They do all these people. They murder each other. So I do believe that Muhammad would have lived longer if he would follow his own religion. The religion says, do not take the Jews or the Greek or the Christian as your allies or as your friend. But he had just murdered several Jews. Rape and murder several Jews. And when I say rape and murder several Jews, he himself raped one Jewish woman, and his companion, because of their habit, you could say that his companion raped many of the Jewish women. And he had just murdered several Jewish men and young boys, and captured several Jewish women and children, but his Quran told him, do not take the Jews and the Christians as your allies. But when the Jewish woman cook food and give it to him, he eat it. He eat it. So even him didn't care about the Quran. Because if God Almighty tell me, do not take the Jamaicans as your ally, I would not take them. I wouldn't eat from a Jamaican again in my life. If God, quote unquote God, is saying, do not take Jamaican as your friends or allies, I wouldn't eat from a Jamaican again one day in my life. Why? Because God already talked to me about them. God, quote unquote God. But Muhammad, so people disobeying their religion, you know, the Quran says you can only have four wives. How many wives did Muhammad have? How many wives did Muhammad have? But the Quran says, oh, 4 wives for a man is 4 wives. How many wives did Muhammad have? Huh? Several wives. Way more than 4 wives. Way more than 4 wives. There is nowhere in the Quran that tell Muhammad that he can have more than 4 wives. I haven't seen that. But Muhammad have more than 4 wives.
These are our doctrines, but we tolerate everything and we don't punish anyone for anything, and none of it really matters.
And he said, we don't look how stupid this clown is. We don't punish anyone for anything. Do we have a Christian state? Is there a Christian state? What country have a Christian state? Can anybody tell us a country that have a Christian state? No. But when you look at Saudi Arabia is actually a Muslim state. Yes. Pakistan is a Muslim state. Iran is a Muslim state. They might not follow every Sharia, but they are Muslim state. They are Muslim state. That's why they do women the way they do women. And that's why they kill people for blasphemy and all this stuff. You don't see nobody can be killed for blasphemy in America because America is not a Christian state. America is not a Christian state. The European countries are not Christian state. So why is this dumb, idiotic bastard comparing Muslim state with secular state? Christian living in a secular state with Muslim living in a Muslim state. Do you see how stupid he is? Do you see how stupid he is? Anyway, this is a dumb, stupid donkey, man. A donkey of the highest caliber. A dumb guy, man. Just like Muhammad. You see why he is like Muhammad. I remember this guy, I think this guy said something that was so funny. I can't remember what he says. He actually said a man who, let me see if I can find it. He actually said a man, there is no depression. Let me show you something that this clown says. There is no depression. He said a man should not be depressed. Look how stupid this guy is and tell me if this guy is not the most worthless donkey you ever know. And why is he so influential with his stupidity? Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy right here.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them.
So you notice what he's saying. He said he don't believe in depression. He don't believe in depression. That So many people in this world are faced with depression today. Many people are faced with depression, like all over the world are faced with depression. Depression is the most common psych problem. When it comes to a psych disease, depression is the most common mental disease. And this idiot say he don't believe in depression. And if you notice what he says, if you believe in ghosts, you give the ghost power over you. He should have been there to tell Muhammad that Muhammad believe in jinn, so he give the jinn power over himself. He said, if you believe in ghosts, then you give the ghost power over you. So what if you believe in jinn? Do you give the jinn power over you? Muhammad believed in jinn to the point where jinns used to come and take Muhammad away. One time Muhammad ended up missing, and when his companions were looking for Muhammad and said, where is Muhammad? They search and search and search. And when they found Muhammad, Muhammad said, some of the jinn came to him and invite him. Muhammad, follow the jinns. Follow the devils. Muhammad, follow the devils, man. Follow the demons. Gone with the demons. Led astray by the demons. Gone with them. When they go and look, they said they saw the fire. They saw the fire of the jinn. I don't even understand what they mean when they say they saw the fire, because jinns are made from smokeless fire. So I'm wondering if they mean that they see where the jinn walk and the fire, where they burn, the jinn burn the fire. But that would be stupid, because Muhammad said to make a bed for a jinn in your home. So if the jinn have a fire, when they walk, they leave fire behind or something like that, then how would you make a bed for the jinn in your home, for the Satan? Muhammad said, make a bed, one for the Satan. He says, when you make a bed in your home, you need to make one for your wife, one for yourself, one for your guests, and one for the Satan. So if Satan have a fire, leave a fiery trail, when you make the bed for Satan, how is it that Satan don't burn down your house? So I don't know about this religion, man. But anyway, he said there is no depression. If you listen to him, he said there is no depression.
I don't believe in depression.
I don't believe in depression. But listen what Ali Dawa is going to say. Let me show you what Ali Dawa is going to say. The difference between him and Ali Donkey. Ali Donkey new brother. This is Ali Donkey's new brother, man. Listen to what Ali Donkey is going to say now. He said he don't believe in depression, but listen what Ali Donkey says about depression. Ali Donkey believe in depression. Ali Donkey believe in depression. And Ali Donkey's God believe in depression. So let's see what Ali Donkey says. Here is Ali Donkey.
Allah says in the Quran, indeed in his remembrance do hearts find peace. And if you forget his remembrance, you'll have a depressed life. Meaning what?
If you forget his remembrance, you will have a depressed life. But what's his name? Andrew Tate, before accepting Islam, said, I don't believe in depression. So now Andrew Tate is going to be depressed. Anytime he forget Allah, he's going to be depressed now. Before he met Allah, before he turned over to this Allah, before he made that lateral move, he didn't have any depression. But now, you hear what he says? If he ever turned back from Allah, he's going to have the most depressive life ever.
But Allah says in the Quran, indeed in his remembrance do hearts find peace. And if you forget his remembrance, you'll have a depressed life. Meaning what?
So if you forget Allah, you will have a depressed life. But Andrew Tate is saying that before he met Allah, listen what Andrew Tate said. Before he met Allah, He don't believe in depression. That there was no depression for him before he met Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna give you Allah's shower gel. Allah's shower gel.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it.
He don't believe in depression, but if he leave Allah, now he go to Allah, Allah is setting him up for depression. Because if he ever leave Allah now, guess what? He's gonna be so depressed. But he never believed in depression before. Allah shower gel. Well, it seems like he's setting up some water to take a bath with Allah shower gel.
If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night,
you're ready to take a bath. You see the steam. Maybe he's gonna use Allah's shower gel. He don't believe in depression, but what a catastrophe, man. I don't believe in depression, but Ali Dawa is saying that if you forsake Allah, you will have a depressed life. So, Andrew, please go back to where you were and see if you leave Allah, you will have a depressed life. Let's take the test. See what happened. Can we take a test where we test to see if you leave Allah, you will have a depressed life? We're putting you to the test. You know, after you finish taking your bath with Allah shower gel, then let's see if you leave Allah alone, if you will have a depressed life. We are trying to put you to the test to see if Allah is that great. Allah shower gel. Wash your body with Allah's shower gel and you'll be okay. Allah shower gel is the best gel ever. Without Allah shower gel, you can never have a good life. Oh man, what a catastrophe, man. Allah shower gel for the people who like to shower. Choose Allah's shower gel. Without Allah's shower gel, you will fail. If you want to smell nice, take a bath with Allah's shower gel. Allah's shower gel, you can buy it over the counter. Allah's shower gel, man, that's crazy, ain't it? You see how you see the stupidity of this guy. It doesn't make the things that he said doesn't even make sense. He don't believe in depression. He don't believe in this. He don't believe in that. He don't believe in this. But Andrew Tate is about women and stuff. So Islam is good for him. You know, the Quran promised a whole bunch of women. The Quran promised a whole bunch of women. Even in Jannah, you get a whole bunch of women. You get Horaline in Jannah. When you die, you will get Oraline in Jannah. And in Jannah, there is and therein is whatever the soul desire and what delights the eye. So whatever so you know, if you're a person who's driven by sex and stuff like that, Allah's heaven is the best for you. But it is surprising that you might find out there is no such place as Allah's heaven. The Quran said man is naturally tempted by the desire of women. Man is naturally tempted by the desire of women. So this is why women men will get more, all these women, while women will get nothing really, but a husband who sleep around with many women. So if you're a Muslim and you have one wife, if a Muslim woman have one husband, when he goes to Allah's heaven and take a bath with Allah's shower gel, then guess what? After that, her husband, her reward is her husband sleeping around with many, many women. So here you are right now living in the United States of America, and you're living with the comfort of your husband. One wife. But then, all of a sudden, here comes Allah on this so-called day of reckoning, and he give to your husband how many virgins and transparent virgin. According to the hadith, he says they will have 2 wives from the Houris. So you will have 2 additional wives plus you. So you have 1 wife, but then now you're gonna have 2 more wives from the Houris. And these Houris, who will be so beautiful, pure, and transparent that the marrows of their bones, of their legs, will be seen through the bones and the flesh. How can you compete with a transparent woman? Even when you take bath in Allah's shower gel, it will. If you take a bath in Allah's shower gel, that will not make your husband more drawn to you. When he have a transparent woman that he can see everything. It's like a TV, watching a TV. You know, Muslim men, they love to watch porn, according to the statistics that shows. Can you imagine you have a transparent woman? That woman, that wife who is not transparent would have L in L. He would have L in heaven. L in heaven. She could have take 50 baths in Allah's shower gel. It's not gonna help her at all. Not gonna help her whatsoever. Do you see the nonsense of Islam? The stupidity of Islam. The nonsense of this cult called Islam. So my people, if you ever look, did you ever take a look at the thumbnail? You guys need to take a look at the thumbnail of this video, and you will see the most stupid person. Remember I told you that Andrew Tate take a lateral move? Why do you think I put that? Andrew Tate makes a lateral move from nonsense to Islam. Why do you think that I said that? If you look at the thumbnail, you will see a Muslim called Adamu Bukhari bin Abu Bakr. And I'm having a dialogue with this guy. And he's calling me all the homosexual name he could find. If you look at it, because it's on Facebook, he using some code to call me homosexual. And he called me all the homosexual that he want to call. And then he says, have you ever seen a woman's egg? We're talking about, because we are telling him that his prophet was a false prophet because his prophet have women having sperm. First, he tried to deny that women, that's not what a prophet was saying. When I revealed to him that's exactly what his prophet is saying, because I used the hadith to show him that Muhammad says the parents who ejaculate first, the child will resemble the parent, and then I use another hadith where Muhammad says talk about wet dream, and he actually say, why then does a child, if a woman doesn't have wet dream, why do you think a child resemble its mother? So he's saying that Muhammad believed that the ejaculation from a woman is actually something like sperm. So I was talking to him, and when he realized that he was corner, he says, and I was showing him from the Quran too, stuff that Muhammad said. He says, have you ever seen, so he said to me, have you ever seen a woman's egg? And I literally showed him a stock photo of a ovum, which is a woman's egg. He said that's fraud. He didn't believe it. He said it's not true. It's fraud. When it's an actual stock photo, it's an actual photo. It's not a fake, like, oh, they draw it. It's taken with like advanced cameras. It's taken with advanced camera that can do with microscopic lens that can see things. That's what it's taken with. He didn't believe it. So he go on and he says, Allah said in the Quran that women have as sperm. I believe in Allah and all much more any other brain whatever scientist, a brain death scientist. So he literally believed that women have sperm because the Quran and the Hadith literally teach that women have sperm. All these Muslims would run away from it and tell you all kind of stories, but Muhammad actually teach that women have sperm. So anyway, this is it, my friends. So we see why I say that Andrew Tate is an idolater. Andrew Tate believing in himself, his richness, and he idolized men. Because if you look at it, it's idolatry to judge God to judge God's religion based on what people are doing. Literally, that's idolatry. If you put your trust in man and say, oh, God's religion is false because you can't find any man who is following God's religion. So because this man do this, then God's religion is false. That's idolatry. Because guess what? You're not following God, you're following man. If man is the way and the truth and the light is man, where did Jesus tell you that following John, following James, following these people are their lifestyle? Where did Jesus tell you that, hey, if you follow Robert or Clement or this person or John or whoever, then you are following the way and the truth and the light? He never tell you that. He never tell you that. The pattern, our only pattern as a man is the Messiah. Our only pattern as a man is the Messiah. That's who we follow. Even Paul said, follow me as I follow Jesus. He didn't say, hey, follow me. He said, follow me as I follow Jesus. Because Jesus is the pattern for our life. So when we take it upon ourselves and say, hey, my neighbor is a Christian and he ain't living good, so Christianity cannot be right. You're an idol worshiper. Because you're looking for a man to be your idol. And that's what Tate is. These guys idolize people. Oh, Muslim women are this, so he idolized Muslim women above any other woman. But guess what? All these years he been beating on women and doing all this stuff to women, and why didn't he go get a Muslim woman that he could actually beat and get away with it? Why didn't he? Why was he with the kind of woman? Do you see how stupid this idiotic donkey is? He was with the kind of women that he could beat and humiliate. Then he talk bad about these kind of women, but that's the kind of woman that he was with. And he would tell you that he have women online and he step up in the club with 20 women or whatever how much he says. But do you see the kind of women that he associated himself with? But yet still he was saying that Christian women are this and Christian women are that and all this stuff. Now that he become a Muslim, what kind of women is he going to associate himself with? Is he going to move to a Muslim country? Or is he going to follow Western law and have one wife? Or is he going to move to a Muslim country where he can go and he since he loves women so much, he could go have 4 wives? Is that what he's going to do? With yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. He knows. Let me show you something that I see here. Let me show you something. Watch this video. This video, to me, tell the life of Andrew Tate. This video right here tell the whole life of Andrew Tate right here. When I look at Andrew Tate, this is what I see. A con artist. And still a con artist. He's just conning these Muslims. Watch this. Watch this, sorry. He just conning these Muslims. I'm telling you, Andrew Tate is conning these Muslims. He know that Muslims are gullible. The most gullible people on the face of the earth right now are Muslims. How do we know? My brother say he's right at home. I wait a minute. Let a Christian channel or a person in the West build a channel and start talking about Islam and see what happens. In no time, whether they mean it or not, in no time they get the most subscribers because Muslims are so gullible. And there's so many Westerners who are using them. So many Westerners who are using them. I could show, one day I'm going to make a podcast. I have a podcast and I'm showing all the channels that are using Muslims. I'm going to show you all the channels that are using Muslims. It's so many Western channels that are out here using Muslims because they realize that they can get views and subscribers using these idiots. So many of them. So, let me show you this. Watch this. This is a video of a man talking about Andrew Tate. His YouTube channel is called The CJ. Is a World Man Show. And this title is Are Muslim the Target of Andrew Tate's latest scam? Because Andrew Tate is a scam artist. He is a scam artist. He really is a scam artist. You know, they have this thing called what? Also University. Something like that. Also University. Start by Andrew Tate, where Andrew Tate rip off so many people and they get nothing out of it. Sorry. Thousands of dollars. Andrew Tate stole thousands of dollars from people and they get nothing out of it. Let me show you, if you guys never heard of it. Also, HUSS. Also University. So if you look at this right here, let me make you guys see it, because I don't know if everybody know about Andrew Tate, also University. So Andrew Tate got this thing called also University. I think that's... Look at this. I'm telling you, if Andrew Tate have 40, say Andrew Tate have 20 million followers, 20 million followers worldwide, people who watch his stuff and believe in him worldwide. Say, and each one of them enroll for only, look at this, if you enroll for that, that's $50 really. So say $50. If you put 50 and say only 4 million people, say even less, say it's 1 million people who enroll. Do you know how much $1 million this is? This is $49 million. So if 1 million people enroll in this university, even if 500,000 enroll in this university, you know how much that is? That is 20, what is that? Like 20 million dollars. What about if 250,000 people enroll? That is $10+ million. So do you see what's going on here? Andrew Tate is literally ripping people off. And when you look at it, Andrew Tate University, you will see all this stuff. Osler University 3.0. See all this, Osler University. If you should just put the word see, they shut it down. Scam. You see that? It's scam. Is Oslo University legit? If you look at this, Oslo University review 99. Look at the 99 name of Allah. 99 reason it is a scam, just like the 99 name of Allah is a scam. It's 99 reason why Oslo University is a scam. Do you see the similarity between this idiot and his God? Muhammad was a scam artist too. Muhammad was just a scam artist, just like this guy. Muhammad used to rob people, encourage people. In order to get people to help him to rob, he would tell them, oh, you will get all this stuff in Jannah, you will do it because you have gullible people following him. Muhammad actually says, and bin Laden, to be real with you, bin Laden actually quote Muhammad as saying these things. Listen, bin Laden. This is from bin Laden. Bin Laden, the terrorist bin Laden. Listen to bin Laden. Our prophet Muhammad bin Abdullah, who said, I have been sent with the sword between my hands to ensure that no one but Allah is worshipped. Do you see that? Osama bin Laden is quoting Muhammad as saying, I have been sent with the sword between my hand to ensure that no one but Allah is being worshipped. Wow. So to kill people who worship other gods than Allah. Allah who put my livelihood under the shadow of my spear. So Muhammad is saying that his livelihood is under the shadow of his spear. What is your livelihood? Your food and all the stuff, you drink, your clothing, your wife, all this stuff is your livelihood. So how did Muhammad How did Muhammad finance his livelihood? By robbing people. His spear is how he make his livelihood. By robbing people. And you see Andrew Tate did the same thing. Robbing people. It's a scam. You look at it. Oslo University 2.0 review. Opportunity or scam? Scam. Watch this. Andrew Tate, the dark truth of Oslo University. Do you see that? The dark truth. Andrew Tate think the modern school system is a scam. So he launched his own. And do you remember that black guy? What was his name? He was Muslim too. He have a Muslim name. I don't know if he was a Muslim, but he have a Muslim name. What was his name? His name was... He claimed he was a doctor, but he was not a doctor. Umar, something Umar. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson. Remember, he too tried a school. Do you remember him? Who tried to open a school, but his school was a scam too. Here he is. Here is claim he's a psychologist. He's not no psychologist. Liar. He's a liar like Uthman. If you look him up, he's not a psychologist. He's just a liar like Uthman, Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson is just a liar like Uthman. Let's see. So you see Umar Johnson School. Later that year, Umar attended and graduated. No, he actually tried to open a school for himself. Or maybe this is a different Umar. Let me see. Dr. Umar. But he's not a doctor. He's not a psychologist. He's lying. So see this guy right here? Dr. Umar. This guy is not a psychologist. He's a liar. Claim that he go to Philadelphia College of osteopathic medicine. when they researched it, they could find nothing on him. Dr. Umar Johnson. Claim he's a licensed school. He must be the one who put this. See, that's his own Umar Johnson. And claim he's a licensed school psychologist. He's not. Liar. They could not even find his school. When they tried to find what school he go to, they couldn't find it. So look at this. Dr. Umar Johnson School about to be auctioned off. Because he was a fraudulent. Dr. Umar Johnson Black Boys School update from Breakfast Club. Do you see Umar Johnson blame regular Dregler? He always Umar Johnson is just like this idiot, man. Dr. Umar Johnson. But anyway, let's get back to this video, then we can finish off. We're going to get back to the video where we were talking about the scam of this clown. So let's get back, because this video is interesting. This man believe that he's targeting Muslim.
Hello everyone, I'm CJ Werleman. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, and please help keep our show going and growing by supporting my journalism at patreon.com/CJ Werleman. Now let's get into it. Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer and far-right personality who is now targeting Muslims to exploit in his latest get-rich-quick scheme, and alarmingly many young Muslim men are falling for his grift, and I'll explain exactly how in a moment. But what we are talking about here is a guy who has faced numerous allegations involving human trafficking, sexual assault, illegal pornography, and other forms of abuse. He even moved from England to Romania because he said it's easier to get away with assaulting women in Eastern European countries. For these reasons, he's been dubbed the king of toxic masculinity, but more than that, he's the ultimate con artist. He's a criminal who specializes in separating gullible young men from their money, having openly boasted he made his fortune from scamming desperate men into paying for fake online relationships with lingerie models. In other words, he's a fraudulent sex trafficking pornographer, and he doesn't feel one bit guilty about it, even telling a British newspaper, and I quote, "It's a big scam. It's my victim's problem, not mine."
We're just pure, just famoosers, just laughing and doing this, the titties out, and they were talking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. They come and say, what kind of, all of it. We milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have, you get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar, he will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. So like, and it's basically, right? You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
No, to give a solitary.
What a total scumbag. But having been badly exposed as a complete fraud in the West, he's now looking for...
Do you see? Yeah, now that the West, and I agree with this guy, now that the West know who he is, now he's looking at alternative people to scam. These Muslims don't know who they're messing with. They believe that they have this dude, but this dude have them. They don't know who they're messing with. This dude ain't no... he's a bigger con artist than Muhammad. Why? Because Muhammad was conning people in the dark ages. Only clowns follow Muhammad now. This guy believed that he can con the people who Muhammad conned. This clown here, he believe he can get into the mind of the people who Muhammad already conned because he see that they are gullible.
For a new target audience, specifically young Muslim men who have become drawn to him by his appearance of wealth, success, and hypermasculinity. In other words, Muslims are his new target market, and many are giving him a platform to sell his latest scam, including popular YouTube personality Muhammad Hijab, who invited him onto his show to discuss whether the West is a failed society. But Tate isn't a sociologist, economist, or student of international relations. He's a common street-level thug who sells fraudulent schemes to the unwitting. And if the West...
Yes. And this is the crazy thing. When Piers Morgan asked this stupid clown if he believed that he's a role model for children, he said yes. He literally said yes. He's not being ever go to jail. Not because he'll ever go to jail. There are a lot of drug cartel people who have never been to jail. There's a lot of drug cartel people who have never been to jail. There are a lot of murderers sitting out here in the United States free while somebody else take the charge for them. Right now, in the United States of America, there are a lot of murderers here who are sitting free, eating and drinking and parading and partying while someone is in jail for them. Someone took the rap. I remember it happened one time in Jamaica, where they said the reason a singer died is because, I won't call the name of the singer, the certain singer died is because someone went to jail for him and he promised to take care of the person's family while the person was in jail. The person did a whole bunch of years. I think 30 odd years or something like that in jail for him for a murder. And when the person came out of jail, his family this guy is rich, multi-millionaire, and it's because he's a singer, he's an artist, reggae artist, and his family is living like in slum, and he killed the guy. He killed the guy. There are many people who never go to jail, but they are murderers and rapists and alcohol because somebody else take the rap for them.
is indeed a failed society, then surely Andrew Tate is the poster child for its failure, given his hedonistic, materialistic, no coincidence that on the same day Hijab published this promotional tweet to his 7.
Do you hear what the guy said? He is a sex trafficker. And how do we know that? He admits with his own mouth. He admits with his own mouth, man. Did he hear what he says? Got women online and all this stuff. That's sex trafficking.
700,000 subscribers on YouTube, a video appeared on the internet showing Andrew Tate being taught how to perform an Islamic prayer. Now let me be clear. If Andrew Tate converts to Islam for genuine reasons, then I am happy for him, and I sincerely hope following the guidance of the Prophet makes him a better person.
This guy said if he really convert to Islam, he's happy for him. Follow the guidance of the Prophet. My friend, you are a little bit naive too. Follow the guidance of the Prophet would make it more of a, it's just an undercover messagenic nonsense. Do you not see that? They follow the guidance of the Prophet. Just more undercover. Islam is a bigger cover for his activity than anything else. He realized that he's open up. Things are open up now, and he see who he is. Islam is a bigger cover. Christianity would never be the cover for his activity, because what? Christianity is a revealing, a very revealing religion. It is a very revealing religion, because you're walking an individual walk. You don't have people hiding you and covering you. Look at Uthman ibn Farouk, for example. Look at the evil that Uthman ibn Farouk have been doing and the lies that he's been telling. Apart from Samsi, who say a little bit about him, show me any Muslim channel that comes out against Uthman. Can you show me one Muslim channel, major channel? We're talking about Sajid Lifam, or Lifam, whatever his name is. We're talking about Danieli Kikachu, Mohammed Hijab, Smile to Jana, EF Dawa. We are talking about the three Muslims. We are talking about who else? We say Ali Dawa. I think we already said the Ali Donkey. People like those. Have you ever seen any of those channels talk out about him? No. No, man. They're not. So he realized that he can hide behind these people. He can do what he do and hide behind these people. Because what? To them, him becoming a Muslim is drawing more Christians, quote unquote, because they believe that so everybody in the West is Christian. Are drawing more Westerners to Islam. But they don't realize that Westerners have opened their eyes to who this idiot is. And this is why he run off to Islam. They already see who he is. Nobody want to be like this guy. Unless you are a ghetto-minded, uneducated kid.
There's zero reason to trust him, given he remains unapologetic about his criminal behavior and hateful rhetoric. You see, Tate is acutely aware he has built a large Muslim following by saying a few positive things about Islam in interviews he's given in the past, even predicting it'll be the world's last standing religion. But these words are calculated and conniving because he has a long history of promoting Islamophobia to his white right-wing audience. He's accused Pakistani Muslims of being terrorists, praised ISIS for...
Yeah, I actually have that video of him calling Pakistani Muslim terrorists. He did. I have that video. I have a video of him boasting about what he would do if a terrorist walk into the room, and he say, I would knock out that one with the gun, to pick up the AK-47, shoot a couple Pakistani. Literally, he says that in one of his videos. Let me actually find that video, because I don't know if I have it here. 10 most controversial. Yeah, I have that video there. Said by ANDREWTATE. I think I messed it up there. But he actually called Pakistani Muslims terrorists. He actually called Pakistani Muslims the terrorists, man. He said he would pick up this gun and knock out a terrorist, do this to this one terrorist, and do this to another terrorist. Okay, right here. Let me show you this video. He literally called Muslims terrorists. But these clowns don't even see what this idiot. So he actually, look, Tate is a con artist with a brain bigger than all these Muslims. His brain is bigger than all these Muslims. Listen to what he say right here. Listen to what he says. That is 3. Okay, let me see if I had it there. Yeah, this is the one.
Next to you as their brains blown. You're gonna stand there like waiting to die like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive in, take one terrorist out. Next, get the AK, go Rambo, take out all of fucking Pakistan with the Jeep. I don't think the world is.
He said, take out that one terrorist. Bam, boom, bam, get a bam, boom. It's so animated.
Next to you as their brains blown. You're gonna stand there like waiting to die like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive in, take one terrorist out. Next, get the AK, go Rambo, take out all of fucking Pakistan with the Jeep. I don't
take out all the Pakistan. He literally said Muslims are terrorists. Pakistani, who are they? Muslims. So he said, man, I would take out the Pakistani terrorists, man. And this guy is now a Muslim. So he's a terrorist now. Andrew Tate is a donkey, man. I've been telling you people, man, that this guy Tate is an idiot. An idiot, man. An idiot.
And said dehumanizing things about Muslim women.
Imagine a Muslim wife sitting there in her burqa trying to say this crap. But the way I was feeling different inside, and I had to psychological. You're about to feel something, a rock in your face.
You see, Tate said.
So do you see this, man? This is crazy. Do you see why he want to be a Muslim? He's a wife beater. He's an evil donkey who like to beat women. And so look what he said. Listen how he even talk about. Listen how he talk. Like a Middle Eastern, like a that sound more like a Indian person. He's trying to imitate.
I'm trying to say this crap. But the way I was feeling different inside, and I had to psychological. You're about to feel something, a rock in your face.
You see, Tate said this.
Wow. This guy is such a clown, man. All that money he got, he can fix his teeth. You need a teeth fix. He needs some straightener for his teeth. Look what he laugh at. You see, all that money. All that money. And he can't fix his teeth.
But the way I was feeling different inside, and I had to psychological. You're about to feel something, a rock in your face.
You see, Tate said this stuff.
Oh, my Father who art in heaven. Do you see this guy, man?
When he was building an all-white male audience among the Muslim-hating far right.
Right. In the earlier part, he was appealing to white people, white male. That's what he was doing. In the first, he was appealing to white male. He realized he failed drastically because you're talking to men in the West, and majority of the men in the West I could say 99.9% of the men in the West don't believe in beating women and mistreating women. They don't. 99.9% of the men in the West don't believe in beating women and mistreating women. People have altercation in their relationship, but we don't believe that, oh, you should get up and be beating a woman and stuff like that. You know, that's what the West is about. That's what the West is about. 99% of the, especially here in America that I know, I'm living here, and I don't see that the majority of the men here believe in beating their women. Majority Muslim women believe that men believe that women should be beaten. But he was selling that agenda and it didn't bite well. He didn't bite, people weren't biting into that stuff because you could sell something and it sounds so good, but your reality gonna come out. When you are deceptive, just like Muhammad, he sells some things and it sounds like, oh, this sounds nice. But then the reality comes out because like Muhammad, he have two sides to him. One side will say to men, because I've heard Andrew Tate say some things before that I totally agree with. Like for real, that I totally agree with. Like when you talk about, one thing he talked about, one thing I heard him say one time about men and the way men are looked upon in the West. There was a point in the whole paragraph that I agree with. Not the whole total paragraph, but there was a point in the paragraph that I agree with. Just like Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson have some things, the way he look at life with men in the West. I totally agree with him with some of the things that he says. But some of the things that he say, I don't agree with him either. But Jordan Peterson is no Andrew Tate. Jordan Peterson is more of a decent person. You know, a decent man. Jordan Peterson would never tell anyone that to believe in a religion that you can that go about kill people if they say something about the prophet or there's some. No. If your God and your prophet need people to kill every time somebody says something about your God is weak. Your God is very weak because guess what? God can defend himself. It is God who caused the rain to fall on the house of the wicked and the house of the good. And the wicked man plant a corn in a field right here. And I plant a corn in a field right here. When the rain fall, 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, the rain fall on both fields. And sometimes the rain may even fall on his field, because I've seen that in Jamaica before, where the rain is falling in one little place right here, but it's not falling over here. And I've seen that also in Florida. You know, but God caused the rain to fall on each person. It's a God who provides for each, the wicked and also for the good. You know, let the wheat and the tares grow together until the day of harvest. Because what? In today's society, people like Andrew Tate and all these things are revealing what Islam is like. When you see people are running from Andrew Tate and Andrew Tate run to Islam, he's just telling you something. And Islam is accepting Andrew Tate. You see, he tell you something. That Islam is an immoral cult. Because look at look at the kind of person this man was. Look at who he was.
Her burqa trying to say this crap.
Her burqa. In her burqa, true Muslim woman dehumanizing things about Muslim women. He said the Muslim woman in her burqa said all this crap.
And said dehumanizing things about Muslim women.
Imagine a Muslim wife sitting there in her burqa trying to say this crap.
How can a Muslim wife sit there in her burqa trying to say this crap?
But the way I was feeling it, I was feeling different inside and I had to psychological dirty. You're about to feel
oh, wow.
Feel something, a rock.
You're going to feel something, a rock. That he does believe that Muslim men throw rocks at their wife. What a donkey, man. Wow. I know they beat their wife, but I don't know. Yeah, they maybe throw rocks at their wife in Afghanistan. You see all these women complaining of broken bones and all this stuff. How do you beat a woman to the bone broke? Do you kick her down and stamp on her? What happened? I don't know.
You see, Tate said this stuff when he was building an all-white male audience among the Muslim-hating far right. It was a strategy that worked very well for him then, but now that he's been banned from social media and exposed as a fraud, he's trying to expand his audience to vulnerable young Muslim men in Western countries who feel disconnected to Islamic scholars and preachers in the home countries of their parents. This is said to have left young Muslim men feeling isolated and looking for role models outside the Muslim community. This dynamic has been described as a representation crisis, and it's one being exploited by Andrew Tate, who is now preying on young marginalized Muslim men to sell them a false sense of what it means to be a strong man. Thankfully, however, most Muslims aren't buying Tate's con, having seen through his lies and hateful propaganda. Here's Islamic preacher Abu Tamiyah, a graduate from the University of Medina.
Speaking about working out and just, when it comes to money, how to make money. But it involves all types of filth and evil and whatever have you. This is what the Shabab are looking at and so glued to. On every platform, YouTube, this guy took over. He has taken the internet by storm.
Sadly, many young Muslims do look to...
Wow. This is something we need to play over, man. This is one wise Muslim. When I say wise in this arena, but not all arenas, because a Muslim can never really be wise, because following Muhammad, there's no wisdom in that.
Speaking about working out and just, when it comes to money, how to make money. But it involves all types of filth and evil and whatever have you. This is what the Shabab are looking at and so glued to. On every platform, YouTube, this guy took over. He has taken the internet by storm.
Sadly, many young Muslims do look towards Tate as some kind of role model in the West, just like many did with Jordan Peterson. But ask yourself this, how well did that turn out? Well, after courting a large Muslim audience, Jordan Peterson then tried to sell Muslims the Abraham Accords and Zionism on behalf of the Israel lobby.
Ordinary Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all the people of the book in an unprecedented manner.
Last month, Peterson even stormed Islam's third holiest site with Jewish settlers and Muslim-hating far-right personalities, in violation of the long-standing agreement that Al-Aqsa Mosque is reserved only for Muslims. But in coming back to Andrew Tate, let me end with this. Young Muslim men in the West have come of age during the global war on terror, which has made them, along with their fathers, brothers and uncles, the targets of police harassment and political scrutiny. So I get that Muslim men in their teens and 20s are easily drawn.
Do you see this political nonsense that he says these people are making the target of political scrutiny? Listen, a man is who he becomes. A man is who he becomes. If you come to this country, you go to school, you get your life together, nobody's scrutinizing nobody here. To be real with you, all these things about police this and police that, I don't believe in this nonsense, man. I know there are some communities that if you drive through these communities, and you're black, there was some of these police will stop you because there are some people who have that agenda. But majority police are good people. Majority of the police are great people, good people, and they have good intentions. Majority of the police have good intentions. I am a nurse, and you have nurse with bad intentions. Just like in everywhere you go, you have people with bad intentions. I saw a restaurant the other day. They show on a video at a restaurant a guy spitting the food of someone on camera, caught on camera. That's bad intention. When I was in the restaurant business, when I was serving people, when I was a youngster in Jamaica serving people, I served people with the most polite, happy way of serving people because there was a benefit in it for me. And I like to see people happy, but also there was a benefit in it for me. If I come out with evil in my heart, I'm cutting my benefit. Because what? Evil is something that can be revealed. Don't care how you pretend. People can see that you're a pretentious clown. If you're genuine and you come out with genuine, knowing that there's a reward for being genuine, you are genuine, knowing and also knowing that there's a reward for being genuine. It's something, you know, because what happened is that there's a programming. There's a programming where you realize that, hey, the more good you do, especially when you are in the hospitality industry, the good you do have a big reward. You know, the good you do have a great reward. So you don't, you know, the way you treat people is, you know, that's how your reward comes about. If you treat people evil, your reward comes about, will come about evil. So these people come to the West, and if they put their life on the straight path, ain't nobody bothering nobody here. Ain't nobody bothering. I used to go play football at this one place, soccer. They call it football in Jamaica, so I call it football. I used to go play football at this one place, and when I look at the place, you have every nationality you could think about, and it's all about life. Ain't nobody there trying to no stupidity, and you know, and there was never no issue with no police or nothing with any one of us. The police was coming to watch nobody. Police don't have time for that stuff. Police watch you when they see your activity online. That's what they do. So this clown is actually sending, you know, even though he's talking the truth because he's supporting it with evidence when it comes to Andrew Tate, he's not speaking the truth about the people that come from the West and they are target for America. America and these Western country taking refugees from all these Muslim country, and then their neighbors right there, 80. And then they despise their neighbors, 80 and Mexico right there. They despise their neighbors, 80 and Mexico. Asian landed in Florida. Asian landed in Florida, and they take them back home. Asian landed in Florida, and they take them back home. You think if Afghanistan and all those people landed in Florida, they're going to take them back home? No, they won't. They're not taking them back home. They're not sending them back. The Asian, they not even landed, but they found them on the water. I think they say if they landed, they have to take them or something like that. I don't remember. But they found them on the water and they send them back home. If they found Muslim men on the water, they're not sending them back home. No, they're not. So all this stuff about Western this and that, that's political talk. That's stupid talk. The favors that Muslim get in this country, United States, and the favors they get elsewhere, other people don't get those favors. They don't. So I don't know what this clown is talking about when he made that speech. That's a lie. Ain't nobody's trying to look for you to do. Americans look at you the way you make Americans look at you. Because Americans could see, a person could see you, and because I have a dreadlock and my dreadlocks is ragamuffin because I like the ragamuffin way, they will look at you and like, you know, if you are in certain place, they might, you know, what is he about? But the moment you establish what you are about, people become comfortable around you. One day, I was going to the bank. It was raining, and I was going to the bank. So I parked my car, and I had to run into the bank. And when I run into the bank, here is this, and I was younger and more muscular. So here is this muscular black man with dreads and stuff just running to a bank. And I could tell that everybody was panicking, even though that was not, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't think about it. I should have thought about it like, hey, because you got to think about the people in your environment, you know, but I didn't think about it. So I run into the bank, you know, and they all panic when I run into the bank. But they're looking around. Even the teller was panicked. You know, you could tell she panicked. And when it was my turn to get up, and I didn't even have my ID, but I told her my name. She looked up my name and all this stuff. And, she, you know, she realized like, oh, wow, this guy have thousands of dollars in this bank. Her tone changes, her thing, the way she talked to me changed, and she become relaxed. Did she have a reason to be panicked? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Things are happening, and a black man just run into a bank like that. She have a reason to be panicked. I would be insensitive and stupid to think that she doesn't have a reason to be panicked. In today's society, yes, she do have a reason to be panicked, and all the people in the bank have a reason to be panicked. If I had walked into the bank and then they all panicked, then that's a different situation. I raced into the bank, pushed the door wide open, and burst into the bank. They all have a reason to be panicked. The things you do is what affect you. The way you live your life, that's what affects you. Mostly in every society, any given society. So if you come from Acapulco or wherever you come from, if you come here in the United States and you come to do good, ain't nobody over here trying to make label you with nothing in the sense of like, oh, my life is different from anybody. No. There are black people living in here, and they go through their stuff because there's still racism everywhere in the world. There's ism everywhere. But if black people, notice this, I'm black, and I'm not different from a black American. I'm black, and I consider myself a black American. I do. I've been away from Jamaica so long. If you ask me where is Tasty Party in Jamaica, I don't know. So I'm a part of this here. If we as black people, we do what we need to do with our life and our children's life, we can make a change, the perception of people, the way people look at us. And that's why we say Black Lives Matter is a fraud. Why I say it's a fraud? Because that's what Black Lives Matter should have been doing. Trying to change the perception of black against black first before you start looking out at what's going on. And when a police kill a black man, like in the case of George Floyd, that's a bad thing. But a lot of time black men are killed is because of what these black men do, to be real with you. I remember one time close by, there was a guy, he running from the police. And while he was running from the police, his pants was falling down because they wear their pants like that. And he go for his waist to pull his pants up, and the police shoot him. Because what? Police panic, believe that he's going for a gun, and shoot him. Sometimes it's what we do. Other cases is what they do, but sometimes it's what we do. But more white folks are killed by police than black folks are. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know, because every time black. More white, I'm saying there are police making big mistakes. Like Breonna Taylor's case, big mistake. George Floyd's case, big mistake. There's so many big mistakes. But a lot of times it's what we as black people do and the situation that we got ourselves into. I saw a video the other day of black people in a park in Atlanta, and the police officer was black. And the police officer, you know, when you are in the United States, you can't be in a park at a certain time of night. They don't want nobody in their parks at certain time of night. And I agree with it. I totally agree with it. Because things can happen in parks at night. Especially big parks with trees and shrubs and stuff. Things can happen in these parks at night. So they're keeping you safe. So they were in the park, whatever they planned to do, a man and a woman. And the police asked the man for information. The man give the information. When he asked the woman for the information, the woman started running off her mouth and doing all this stuff until she was going to jail. Then she started crying like a baby. Because what we do, you break the law. So when the police asks you for identification, you need to give it to him. If you didn't break any law and he asks you for identification, you don't have to give it to him if the law of that state say you don't have to give it to him. Then you don't. But me, I give it to him. Anyway, I am not doing anything wrong, so why not? Hey, here you go, sir. Let him say, hey, sir, have a nice day and walk off. If you don't say it, I say it. Hey, sir, have a nice day. Be safe out there. This is how we protect our life. This is how we keep ourselves safe. As black people, any people come to this country, stick to the rules, you'll be all right. In most cases, you will be all right. You stick to the rule. You stick to the rule, you will be all right. Is there nobody out here trying to target you in America? No. If I come here with this fear in my mind, this guy is like Muhammad creating the fear of a jinn. Imaginary fear. This is what happened in here. There's an imaginary fear. Look at this guy. He cut Salman Rushdie. Almost killed the guy. If police were out to target people like that, they would have keep their eyes on that clown, that he would never get a chance to do the man what he did to the man. Ain't no police out here trying to get these people, man. No.
Bunch of characters like Tate who sell themselves as strong, dominating, and successful. But Tate glorifies everything Islam doesn't stand for, including hedonism, materialism, violence, misogyny.
Oh! Islam doesn't stand for misogyny and violence? Dude, are you a Muslim? Look at all the information that we give today. Misogyny. Islam is not a misogynic, nasty religion. Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. And 8? Why do you think that Tate loved Islam? Why did you think that Tate said he loved Islam? Because he says it's the only religion that stands for anything. You can't say about Muhammad this and they don't kill you. He actually said even here in the Western world, if you say certain things about Muhammad, you won't last. So what are you talking about? You are speaking with 2 mouths. Are you a Muslim? Seems like you are. Because you're speaking with 2 mouths. Islam doesn't stand for it's not a misogynic religion. Yes, it is. Islam believes in depleting and demeaning women. This is why a woman was killed for not wearing hijab. What are you talking about? Do you know anything about Islam?
Conceit, which are the exact opposite traits displayed by the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, wow. Politeness, courtesy, simplicity, humility, and sincerity were some of the key of the Prophet Muhammad character. Wow. Are you looking for viewers? What are you looking for? Because listen to what Muhammad said and tell me if this is polite. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This guy is... Do you... This guy is lost. This guy is lost, man. Is he lost or something? Notice what the guy have on the screen right here. He went off track. Are you a con artist like Tate is a con artist too? Or what are you doing? Politeness. Muhammad was so polite that he told Muslims to tell people to bite their father's penis. Courtesy. Muhammad was so courteous that he told people, he says, hey, do not greet the Jews and the Christians before they greet you. And when you meet any of them on the road, force them to go the narrowest part of it. What a courteous, I've never seen a more courteous prophet in my whole life. I've been looking for a courteous prophet, but I couldn't find one. What a fool, man. Do you see this? Making empty speech. Trying to appeal to the Muslim, just like this guy is appealing to the Muslim. Do you see that? How is what he say make any sense? How what he says and violent. He said anyone who leave their religion, kill them. So what is that not violent? Anyone who abandon their religion, kill them. So how is Muhammad not violent? I don't know. What does this guy call violent? Leave. How is Muhammad not violent? Let me show you. I don't know how this guy say Muhammad is not violent, man. Wow. This guy is almost like Andrew Tate, the same guy he's talking about. I don't know. What is he looking for? What he looking for? What he looking for? I don't know what he's looking for. Let me show you. Anyone who abandon his religion, kill him. Huh? Muhammad was two-mouthed. Ibn Abbas narrated that the messenger of Allah said, he who changes his religion, i.e. apostate, kill him. So, what kind of person was Muhammad? This guy don't know who Muhammad was either. He got a wrong idea of who Pedophet, not prophet, but Pedophet Muhammad was. Pedophet Muhammad was a killer, a murderer of the highest caliber. Search. So do you see what this guy says? Politeness, courtesy, compassion. Do you see the word the guy say compassion? Have this idiot ever read? Look at this. Have he ever read Surah? Surah 58, verse 22. There's so many of them. Surah 58, verse 22. Did he ever read that? I'm sure he never. You will never find a people who truly believe in Allah and the last day, loyal to those who, this one say loyal, but listen to it, even loyal to your parents. But this is not, this translation say loyal. What translation is this? I don't even know. But it said loyal. But if we look at other translation, we will see that it's not to be no loyal. Since he mentioned the word compassionate. Sahih International. You will not find a people who believe in Allah and the last day having affection. Compassion and affection is same word. If you put the word compassion, affection into Google search and see what a synonym for affection is, you will see fondness, love, liking, endearment, feeling, sentiment, tenderness, closeness, warmness, warmth, devotion, care, caring, attentiveness, closeness. So you look at attachment, affinity, friendliness, friendship, intimacy, familiarity, amity, favor, regard, respect, admiration. So you see, if caring and compassion goes right hand in hand, affection and compassion go right in hand in hand. So Muhammad is saying in the Quran, you will never find a people who believe in Allah and the last day having affection for those who oppose Allah and his messenger. So was Muhammad so affectionate? Muhammad was not affectionate at all. Muhammad was a murderer. And let me show you why we know that Muhammad was not affectionate. Let's go even further. Just to show why we know Muhammad was not affectionate. Look what Muhammad let his men do. Let's show you what Muhammad do. We were SUFFERING. Look at this. Abu Surma said to Abu Said al-Khudri, Allah be pleased with him. Oh, Abu Said, did you hear Allah's messenger, may peace be upon him, mentioning, what is this, Halhaz, whatever that is? He said yes. And he added, we went out with the messenger, may peace be upon him, on an expedition to this Bai Mustalik, Bil Mustalik, and took captive some excellent Arab women. Do you see? Andrew Tate is just like Muhammad. And we desire them, for we were suffering from the absence of our wives. But at the same time, we desire ransom for them. So we decided to have sexual intercourse with them, but by observing us, withdrawing the male sexual organ before emission of semen to avoid conception. But we said, we are doing an act whereas Allah Messenger is amongst us. Why not ask him? So we asked Allah Messenger, may peace be upon him, and he said, it does not matter if you do not do it, for every soul that is to be born up to the day of resurrection will be born. And this is Sahih Muslim 1438a. So how was Muhammad compassionate and have humility? And who was he sincere to? Come on, friend. You messed up the good video.
Who extolled the virtues of compassion, empathy, and humility. In other words, the Prophet was the very embodiment of masculinity.
Oh, wow. You actually agreed with, look, he made a video. Do you see how this craziness is? He made a video and showing Uthman and showing really another stupid idiot like Uthman, showing Andrew Tate as a clown, and then he actually trying to compare Andrew Tate with Muhammad, not realizing that Andrew Tate is exactly like Muhammad. Masculinity versus toxic masculinity. Masculinity is not Muhammad. That's toxic masculinity. Equal Andrew Tate. And this is why Andrew Tate gravitates towards that religion. He gravitates towards it because he can manipulate these people. He gravitates towards it because he realized, hey, all hope is lost in me turning white men into what I want to turn them in. What else can I do? He searched and he realized that, hey, Islam is the closest thing to what I can con into to believing in me. I could get Islam to believe in me. Why? Because Islam is similar to me. Islam share what I share. They do. They share what I share. Mohammed share what he share. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. But anyway, man, I want to say peace out, man, and all praises to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who give us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And Islam is nothing but stupidity and nonsense. Anyway, my people, God bless you all and keep it 100% Jesus and don't do anything that I would not do. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get rid of these Muslim pornography. Muslim Andrew Tate pornography. Muslim Andrew Tate pornography. You see Andrew Tate pornography. I tried to find out how to do the moderator stuff and I could not do it. Literally, I did. It was, I get the person names on it and it wouldn't save. I don't know why it wouldn't save. I have no idea. I put the people who I want and their name would not save. Something. I Google it online, go there, put the people name in, but it wouldn't save. When I try to save it, it would not save at all. And it wouldn't bring up some of the people's name that I want to be on there. I don't know why. Okay, so all praises to God Almighty, the triune God, and remember to keep yourself 100% Jesus. Whether you die or live, you are safe.